Oh, they really didn't, right? Oops. Oh, jeez. I'm behind. That's okay.
Hey.
What's up? They're already drafting, so
Oh, holy moly.
there's a draft link. I haven't flipped it over yet because I'm still fixing the scoreboard and the rest of this. What is this team called? They're Clarity. I don't.
Holy smokes, they blue one Renata.
I'm just putting this up. Pay no attention to the names, but you know, we're doing it live right now. You can talk about whatever you want. The draft's on the screen.
Okay, oh, I got the link. So we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
Good to
you
go?
can just talk about the draft.
Okay,
I'm
they
catching
blue
up.
one
Hold on.
Renata. RTM, Kaisa Nautilus response. Classic Kaisa lane. Seems alright, but Clarity picks Zeri, who's looking very busted this patch, and Gangplank locked in on blue 3. I actually know this might be for Wild Ray in the mid lane. I know him. It is a pick of his. I assume RTM probably knows that as well. They've been doing their OPGGing. And then Nivea on R3, so pulse pounding draft so far.
I didn't download Clarity's logo, so I'm doing that right now. This is not scuffed in any way. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you're probably just shocked when a North American amateur competitive game started on time.
That was honestly a big shock. I joined into the lobby at 6:57, and everyone was in here. It was actually kind of intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. But on the other side, I can do the intro during like the break in the draft, so
Yeah.
we can kill less time, and that's an
That's
ideal outcome, honestly. No Gwen, no Udyr. I'm finally looking at the draft for the first time, and this is very interesting. So Renata Zeri is not a strong lane together, but they're very strong champions separately. And Kaisa Nautilus is pretty strong together. Gangplank and Anivia seem like kind of strange. These are my solo lane picks that I'm gonna blind.
This is what I was saying. So Gangplank, they're the mid laner for Clarity. He actually plays on my team in my draft league, and he's a Gangplank enjoyer. So this is probably Gangplank mid. And RTM, probably knowing that, has elected the Anivia response into the Gangplank. And then Trundle on for beast mode. I love it.
I don't know where that Trundle's going.
Yeah. That's a flex.
That's a flex, but I also don't think I've ever seen Gid play it. So I think it's top, but it also seems like a weird, like there wasn't a tank, and then Clarity did them a favor and locked in Gragas against it. But yeah, that almost confirms certainly it's the mid lane Gangplank, and then Gragas and Wukong are pretty flexible. Gragas is probably the stronger top laner of the two, and Wukong's the stronger jungler. But I don't think it really matters.
Probably.
Okay, so Warwick I'm used to. So Warwick, that's a good pick. Okay, I'm more comfortable with what's happening based on that pick, because that means that it was 100% Trundle top and not really a flex, but maybe like a fake flex. It's one of those like, hey, this champion could be a flex pick. You've got to pay attention to that, but not really,
Yeah, if the Gragas simply takes phase rush, or like maybe goes Everfrost or something. He doesn't have to go full AP, right? But like a little off tank. I don't know that Trundle will ever do anything in side lane against him. I also don't know how Trundle team fights here. I like the look on the flex, but I'm kind of worried it may have just resulted in a tough Trundle selection here. But overall, I mean, not bad. I mean, we get the cheeky R5 Warwick, so that's fun.
Yeah. So we finished the draft in the draft lull, and then no one has said a single word. in the team chat, in the game chat. There we go. Okay, there's a ready finally.
Well, it was quite the draft loss. Everyone
Yeah,
probably
everybody's
take
just
5.
they
Soak
did
it
draft
all in.
relatively quickly. No one took their time. We didn't have anybody waiting for last second for selections. It was kind of whirlwind there.
Oh, did we tell them that we're streaming their game?
Yeah, I did.
The other team?
I posted the link, and I'm in the chat, so I was.
Wild Rose in my DMs asking for the link.
Oh.
I'll send it to him anyways. Oh.
I just resent it.
Well, now we look a bit conspicuous.
You can send it a second time if you want.
I sent it to him the exact same second that you posted it.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well,
he might figure out we're talking together.
Oh, that's. I really wouldn't want anyone to know that, honestly. Like, imagine me sitting in here. Again, there's a ready up, and no one from Clarity has said that they're ready. Okay, there's an R. We have an R.
Mhm.
Hopefully they just hit it and don't wait. Okay. Alice is very nice. He sent a starting message. Even though there's nothing you can do about it. Once he sends the starting message, I don't think there's enough time in between the starting message and anything else to say, no, don't start. So it's
Yeah,
probably
you
just a
have
full
to-
send at that point anyway. But I like the thought. You know, he's thoughtful, and that's what counts.
That's our top player's name, Mon Lower.
Yeah.
You can do intros, I guess, if you would like.
Okay. Hi. This is week 1 of Aegis Guardians League. This is the Gold League Mega Cast Red Zone thing. We're gonna jump in between games, basically. I'm pretty sure this game got started before Harvest, although I didn't check to see where they were in their draft. But presumably we're gonna finish a couple of minutes before the other game, and then we'll jump into the end of the other game, and then we'll jump back over here, and it'll be a whiplash for Lexus and I, but it's going to be very seamless for the rest of the cast. So if you're wanting to see the Harvest versus Dreadnought Blaze, we'll catch bits and pieces of it. But we're going to be mostly focused on this, which is Team Clarity versus Return of the Middlesticks Dread. This is Dread's first official stage game together as a team, so I thought it'd be important to document, whereas Harvest is the same people that have been playing in MSL, except that they're swapping Death Lotus for Oath, who has been on stream a million times, so not worried about that one as much. But we'll catch up with them as much as we can. We did this for the Platinum League in Runeterra Academy last split, and it's a lot of whiplash just loading into a game and trying to do play-by-play immediately. But other than that, it's pretty fun. So bear with us as we do that. I don't know if you have people from Gold added, Lexus, so I don't know if you can spectate off me or if we're doing OPGGs or how nonsense this is going to have to get, but
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, again, week 1, first official stage game for Rodham Dread. They're facing Team Clarity. If you believe a lot of the power rankings that people have been releasing, these are like a middle of the table team and a bottom of the table team. The middle being Team Clarity and a team that's been projected to finish last or second to last in their division in Rodham Dread. So we'll see how it goes. I have a lot of thoughts about some of these power rankings that have been coming out, but I also appreciate that people make power rankings and give you content. So I don't want to... You never want to bash them too hard, but you do want to rub it in their face when you win, right?
Yeah. That's always good to have a few doubters. You know. Keep you sharp.
But yeah, well, there's the draft again. I don't think there's any really wild names. Oh, Sergeant Suvlaki? That's pretty cool. Alright.
Yeah, I would say actually interesting. They've got Gragas jungle and Wukong top. So, boom.
Alright.
I think actually a playable lane for Trundle.
You like the Wukong matchup more than Gragas?
Well, if Gragas plays right, you don't ever really hit him. It's really hard to ever do anything to him. The champion's really good at stonewalling, especially against champions like Trundle, right?
Mhm.
Has no gap closer of his own aside from a move speed steroid and a displacement in the pillar. So Gragas can just kind of hang out, hold on to his E, and use it to get a little stun and proc phase rush, or he can just E away. There's a lot of options. It only gets harder as Gragas gets more levels under his belt. So, but Wukong will be right-clicking you some, which means you'll get to right-click him some, which is usually what Trundle likes, in my experience. Gragas jungle, I think, is interesting. They actually gave him a slight. I think they nerfed his E, his dash duration, his body slam, its cooldown by a little bit early, or maybe it's later. I don't remember. And they buffed his Q's AP ratio, which I think is a targeted buff at jungle Gragas. It's top lane Gragas is usually the one that maxes his E, and jungle usually goes Q into more AP. So that's fun. This is the first time I think I've even seen anyone playing it in the organized setting on this patch.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I've always seen it just feels like there's junglers who are just like, yeah, I just really like playing Gragas, so I'm gonna play him whether he's good or not. And usually they pop off anyway, in my experience. But
he's a fun champ. You can show off on him a little bit.
I absolutely hate his character design, but he's very fun to play. Which means that I don't wind up playing it very often. But when I do, it's like, this is kind of a fun time, but no.
You feel kind of sick.
A little sick, yeah.
It's like locking in Kayn. Feels
Is
a little wrong. It feels so right.
Well, have you seen his? I mean, the PBE
Kayn
skin?
and Gragas are sickening in different ways.
Yeah.
I would not call Gragas sickening, but they're be a few aspects.
Have you seen Kayn's skin on the PBE? He's very much daddy rather than sickening in any way, which is kind of.
I mean, I will be coming in one trick. Sorry.
But it's gonna sicken you to be a one trick?
For a little bit.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're clear on that.
I was talking with people the other day about Kayn actually, because I saw this new skin and I thought, Kayn, it makes sense the way his character's designed. I think he's a neat character and blah blah blah. But he's they're never gonna make a Kayn skin. You're never gonna get like a goofy they did like Pajama Guardian Urgot?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that for Kayn. It feels like every single one of his skins is doomed to just being at least 50% just edgy as hell. Which I'm okay with, but
I think that's most of the fantasy of that character anyway. So
yeah, but
so you just
imagine the fantasy of having your goofy little April Fool's Kayn skin.
I don't know how you make that like funny, other than like turning the scythe into something else, which is something they
just
don't
done
like
one
doing.
with the cats and dogs event. They could have just made Rost a dog and Blue Kayn a cat. I don't know. I'm thinking of something here, but something silly.
He's beginning to believe. This is higher Lexus for the skins team. This is. Anyway, we're loading into game number 1. Zeri got hotfix nerfed yesterday, so I'm kind of curious. She went from the weakest AD carry that ever existed into the strongest AD carry in the game, and then now is maybe just okay.
Yeah, we're back on the wild ride of balancing that champion, I think. So that's fun.
I feel like this is their first real attempt to, because it was just, oh yeah, she's broken, and then they nerfed her, and it's like, oh, she's shit, and then now they tried to buff her again, because they can't have one of their new champions. They tried to
nerf her for a while, and then they tried to change her build, and they were like, we rebalanced her numbers. Now she's better as crit, and then everyone kept building her bruiser, and it was like, oh, okay. So they guttered her, and then her win rate went up 8% one day after the patch, this patch. So I don't know. They'll figure it out, Copium.
Her W through terrain crits, which is nasty. And then her Q when it goes over walls also crits. If I remember. Or
no,
something.
Wait, is that I actually I didn't read all the changes that much. That
so
can't be real,
it's
right?
hard because it's like 4 paragraphs of changes. And I think I think it's just the W. The W over the wall auto crits. It does an actually insane amount of damage now. And then Yeah, they like changed her Q scaling for some reason and then changed it again. That was
Yeah,
one
and
of the
her
things
ult.
they
Yeah,
nerfed.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Both teams 5 pointed to start out. This is boring,
Standard.
but standard. Um,
I think so the interesting thing to me, so when I played on the Masters team in RA, you may have recalled watching a lot of Akata Nautilus games. Um, and that was because that was what we always thought was like the best counter to Zeri was just the point and click Nautilus ult, right?
yeah,
So if we were playing Zeri, then we naturally we have to pick Nautilus so that they don't pick it against us. And then
yeah,
we're playing against it, well then you already know the counter. It's Nautilus. So as long as Zeri was meta, it felt like we were just picking Nautilus every game. And you can have a debate about the how correct that was or wasn't, but so that stuck out to me to then see Zeri picked into the Nautilus here. I thought that can't feel too good for clarity.
I don't know that that's
But
like a consideration, really.
yeah, I mean,
I
maybe you just decide you were going to select one of the best characters in the game.
Because
But
they also picked themselves into Zeri Renata, which just isn't a cohesive
it's
lane in any
it's
regard.
not terrible.
Okay, it used to be much worse at like Renata release. Renata was after Zeri, right? Whichever one of them came out
Not sure.
second. They were just really terrible together, and people would pick them together because they were both new.
Yeah,
Um,
new champs OP.
but yeah, that was just a really bad lane, and it's gotten better because the numbers have gotten slightly different. But I still don't think it's a good lane. It's a little rough to play.
Speaking of a lane that's a little rough to play, it's Gangplank into Anivia. That's really it. I don't think, based on my experience playing that champ, Gangplank, I cannot imagine this is any fun. Aeropox actually beating Wild Ray out on the barrels
Which is
for
surprising because
once.
Anivia has like the slowest auto attack in the entire goddamn game. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
although they sped it up. Did you play back in the day when she had just an even worse auto attack animation?
No,
Okay.
but I can only imagine it is comparable to Karthus.
Um,
That's my. I have never really been an Anivia player, but Karthus I have done a few games of, and that is the worst.
I was like when I roll Karthus and Aram, I always challenge myself to get like over 1,000 physical damage on that champion.
Huh.
Which means you have to auto attack somebody like once or twice every once in a while, and that gets a little rough
Yeah, I mean that
sometimes.
is a challenge.
Yeah.
Wild Ray getting overcome
Uh,
by Smitty.
yes, Smitty has roam mid and gonna get the flash out of Wild Ray.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's a start. Airpox is
Good
pretty low
looks.
on health and mana. POV, you're in a gangplank lane, you're gonna get just shot over and over again.
Yeah, he is getting shot, but I don't know. I don't think Gangplank can really.
Oh, he
Oh,
walked into that barrel. That's not as good. He still has his passive. Like, I don't think Gangplank can kill him, even if he goes in.
yeah.
Smitty is re-ganking mid. Alright. We have the wall. There's no Q available for Aeropox. It's still on cooldown. The Ignite gonna come down. There's the Q. Not quite gonna land
Huh.
down to Wild Ray. Smitty's still
Uh,
here. They're just leaving Atlas by himself down in bottom lane. 007's walking on in. He's got his Predator. He's very fast. Gonna knock Smitty back, get a little bit of damage. Wildware can't really join. Oh, that Q didn't quite connect, but the barrel does. Aeropox taken pretty low. The hook from Smitty means that nothing is gonna happen. There's still autos.
nope.
Oh, he gets egged. That barrel did over 150 damage. That's
The buffs. They're huge.
all right. Well, now
Yeah, I don't
everybody
know.
else is coming mid. Git is hanging around. So is Vision.
It looked like Smitty wanted to try and help Airpox get the wave crash since he's low on mana, but Gragas shows up and we all saw what it devolved into. Wild Ray could get
Oh, Git is,
dove here. Git is right next to 7.
this is
This
so
very
scary.
funny.
It's still like 3 turret shots to kill him.
Oh.
Oh, and he's going to spot 007, I think. Yeah, there's at least a couple of pings going down. Jungler's going to scrap. Wild Ray. Oh, good blast cone from Gid.
He's not out.
He's
Is
not.
he out?
Okay, he's
No.
not out. No. Now there's Sergeant Souvlaki here. They'll knock him back in the queue. The dash through. Gid still staying alive. Monlower just trying to disengage as best
Ooh.
he can. Gid, one more auto. Can Sergeant Souvlaki get there? The slow from Monlower is enough. 007's walking in. The flash E for the kill. Monlower trying to trade it back. Does he have anything left in the tank on the Trundle? Now he's the one getting body blocked, starting to get the autos in. No Cyclone available. The slow from the barrel might be enough. Monlower still has the pillar. This is very
Oh.
dramatic stuff happening. Monlower, the chomp on his Sergeant Souvlaki gets knocked back.
Oh.
007 had just enough mana to go in for the E and W to escape.
Wow. Really, really sad there for Monlower. I mean, both within one hit, pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. Gid, slightly enterprising path, goes down. It's a nice wave that Monlower's going to collect. So he's not the top lane. We're not feeling awful about what's happened, but good for 007 getting an early kill on his Dark Seal, getting snowballing because Gragas jungle is very much kind of a funny one-shot snowball character, I think, in most games.
Yeah, if you're not committed for a tank build, which doesn't clear the jungle very well anyway, then yeah, I think you're just the AP mage one shot my grandmother faker barrel combo.
What? One shot your grandmother?
I don't know what I'm saying. I had to spend like 9.5 hours at work today because we had they scheduled a mandatory meeting for 3 p.m. on a Friday, and their like thing was, oh yeah, we're gonna do these quarterly now, starting today. Oh, that's great. And then also, here's a free root beer float. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's not
Huge.
worth staying an extra hour and a half at work. I'm not paid hourly. I'm salaried, so it's like
Oh.
I'm not even getting paid more for
Oh.
this. It's just, yeah, not ideal. Not a
So
great
that's
use of my time.
huge. Paid hourly for ice cream float.
Yeah, I would take that if I were hourly. Smitty is not. I can't really make a quick. Yeah, he's dead. That sucked.
We're having a more important conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice game from 007.
Yeah, that was
Finally
actually really
gets
well
the
done.
flash, gets the kill.
Both times his Predator's been up, he's been able to find something. So he's feeling pretty good right now on the Gragas. Monlower not feeling very good, getting bonked by a monkey with a stick.
Ult him?
Cyclone coming out. Yeah, he's
Oh, he has no
holding on.
mana, I think.
He's holding on to the ult and just gonna die. Gid might be able to turn this
Yeah.
one back around. Hits the Infinite Duress, gets some auto, dashes on through with the Q. A couple more autos. That's a huge bonk from Sergeant Souvlaki.
Woo.
But Gid will be able to finish him off with the Warwick and get Dread on the board.
Yeah, you gotta feel like there was something.
Like, even if you ult the clone, which is probably what you're worried about, you still get the health back. So, like, you probably have to do it
I
anyway.
mean, maybe he didn't have enough mana.
That maybe.
That
Yeah.
that because Trundle's mana pool isn't very big and his ult costs 100, and he was pretty low. I didn't click on him in time to check if he actually had enough or not, but unlucky, I think, is what
Yeah.
we call those.
Yeah, regardless, it was unlucky. It's 3-1 for Team Clarity. They took the first dragon of the game off of the back of that bottom lane play. Gid's gonna go ahead and grab up the Rift Herald. He had the help of Smitty. I don't think it doesn't call out the assist unless you have vision of him, right? It just calls out the kill. So they don't know that Smitty was up there.
Honestly, I feel like I should know that, but I don't. I want to say that it does tell you if you don't have vision, but that could be incorrect.
It feels like
I-
it shouldn't,
I-
but yeah, regardless,
I feel
Sergeant
like it
Souvlaki
does.
backed off. But
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe someone else knows that, but I feel like it does.
I don't know. I've heard exactly nothing in chat so far today, so I don't even know if my chat's
Hey.
working. But
Don't worry. I have also heard nothing,
okay, well,
and that's on us.
sometimes
Well, I guess that should be on.
sometimes you just ban the entire chat in order to get some silence.
Finally.
Finally.
Bot lane's not doing. You would think Atlas would be a little worse for wear with how much Smitty's been getting around, but he's hanging on just fine there. Oh,
Oh,
Trundle
Mondor.
Gaming.
Yeah, Trundle Gaming. God, what is the cooldown on Cyclone? That's kind of insane that it's already back up. I guess it's been a minute. What's the
That's
cooldown?
not.
Let's look.
It's not a long one.
109.9. That's not insignificant, I guess. Um, oh, that's a really big hostile takeover. They're trying to get the engage. Atlas taken pretty low to start off with. Vision is going to be the focus to start out with. Gets the bailout and is able to get the reset, but Gid takes him down. Atlas just trying to back away at the back as Gid falls. Mini is able to take the double kill. The crit through the turret,
Wow.
205 damage on that, and it's a triple kill for Mini 44.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. I'm not sure who was counter ganking who there, but it goes well for. Oh.
Ooh, Wild Ray should be able to get this. I guess it's hard to pump out that much damage. The burning Aeropox flashes away, gets the Q, just not quite enough. Wild Ray casts gun just in time to get the solo kill, and it's 7-3 for Team Clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're. After that last, I was just. I don't know. Maybe I cast or curse the bottom lane. So I just said, they're doing pretty well for how much support has been roaming, and then they get yanked, taken out.
Mini went Kraken Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Nope, never
No,
mind.
he didn't.
as soon as I said it, realized sold it. Immortal Shield. I've heard. I haven't played Zeri or like watched too much on this patch, but I have heard Shield Bow is the way. You just go Shield Bow full crit, and you just kind of kill people with your W for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know. The jury is probably still out on what's best on the champ right now.
Yeah, I mean maybe the last little hot fix might have changed that just a little bit, but Mini now has a red buff and is very dangerous with the shield bow. Atlas not quite able to complete his Gale Force, so a little bit behind down there in the bottom lane. Where is the advantage that we're looking for? Monlower, I guess, is a little bit ahead, but Aeropox.
Oh wow!
Wow, that was a lot of damage very quickly.
Yeah.
As 007 just kind of zipped his way on in there, dropped the cask on him and left. And now 3-0-3, and this is really scary. They're going to drop the Herald. They'll get a couple of turret plates, but in comes the Gangplank and the Gragas. Smitty's just trying to turn onto 007 to start out with. They dodge the hostile takeover for the time being. Big barrel lands onto Atlas. Infinite Duress used to just get away. Smitty not staying alive, gets it taken down first. Wild Ray gonna go forward. They're trying to drop the aggro. The crit through the turret is disgusting. And Mini plus Wild Ray take another couple of kills in the bottom lane. It's 11-3. Aeropox teleports in just a little too late to try to turn this one around. Getting the wave cleared, trying to save the turret as best he can. It's tenuous. It's very tenuous. It's gonna be a trade kill on. Nope. Yes, eventually. Yeah. All right.
That's goofy.
Atlas went Kraken Slayer. Okay.
Yeah. I like the look with the Rift Herald drop. They're trying to get something back in the game, but your mid laner's down. You don't have Prio. Gangplank walks. Wild Ray, it's a really nice barrel there.
Yeah.
Honestly,
really nice barrel by Wild Ray.
And he it was a really nice. I don't know how many. I guess he had both of these crit cloaks before that, so it was. At first, I was thinking, oh, he only has Essence Reaver. Of course, he crits there, but he does have 50% chance. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's got some. This is the Chad Gangplank build, by the way. And he's got First Strike, which is kind of nonsense. But yeah, you go Essence Reaver into 2 cloaks, and then you get your Serrated Dirk for your mythic item. It's really fun in ARAM, specifically, which is, of course, my main mode of consumption for League of Legends. But
I thought your main mode of consumption was Rodham Gold games.
I have cast. This is day 4 this week, so we're really doing it.
Yeah, some Gangplanks. Seen Gangplanks go just straight. Forget the mythic, just straight into Infinity Edge here after the Dirk.
Yeah, I've seen him just skip the. Oh my god.
Whoa! Wow! That's 2 barrels. I think the ult was gratuitous, just making sure the barrel actually lands with the slow. Yeah, that's a fed
Yeah,
GP.
that's not gonna get much easier. Monlower didn't even have the demolish. Does he have demolish?
Probably not.
He just wanted to go for a chomp on the turret. I respect
Yeah,
that.
Hull Breaker. Might as well use it.
Yeah.
It's got Revitalize and Bone Plating,
All right.
which I like.
Yeah, those are good selections. I just
Yeah.
watching him go in for the chomp on the turret is like, oh yeah, he's probably waiting for the demolish proc. Just nope. Just wanted a big chomp on it. Anyway, oh my god,
Oh.
Wild Ray.
No.
The Gangplank
Oof.
is taking over the game. He lost his 50% for the first time that we've seen on screen. So not quite
Yeah,
able to
that
take
would
down
have been a
Atlas
dead
there.
Atlas. Yeah, I don't know. Feels like it's going to be really hard for RTM. They basically have to just hope that they can turtle with this Anivia, and maybe Clarity will give something up, right?
Yeah, you gotta hope for some funny play, get a pick or two. You have the tools to do that. You have the Warwick, you have
Yeah.
Nautilus. You can maybe make something happen in the top lane. Nope. And now Monlower is probably gonna ping that he's hunting alone. That's what would happen in my solo queue game.
You're too close. Yeah. I think Smitty was just close enough. The rest
Yeah.
of Clarity seems to be a lot closer.
Yep. Four members of Clarity. That summoner spell still exists, right? Yeah.
Does it in Summoner's Rift?
Can use you can use it in
I know
ARAM.
it's in.
Again, main mode of consumption.
I know it's in ARAM. I actually don't know if it is. I don't think it is in Summoner's Rift. No, it is for sure.
Okay.
Actually, I'm trolling. So I just thought about it. You can take it with Spellbook, which is the only time I've used it in Summoner's Rift in years.
Oh my god.
Lord.
Kid is just trying to
Uh,
heal on the Krugs. I don't know
So
why
it's
he's
gonna be
taking
one
the
of
Krugs,
those.
but yeah, it's gonna be one of those games for a little bit. Our team really needs to just try to get some of these objective bounties and maybe a pick or two and just turtle it out. But if they keep running into the enemy team, they're gonna die a lot, and we're just gonna not have a huge amount to talk about other than Clarity is really popping off. This is maybe a good pick. Vision, taken pretty low, stuck in the Anivia wall, is going to die. In comes the hostile takeover. Smitty doesn't arrow pox. They're trying to get away from the Gragas, but in comes Mini over the wall. W not quite going to connect. Smitty is one auto attack from death, and Aeropox is an egg, and unfortunately going to get scrambled for the double kill for Mini.
Yep. I don't know. They want to knock down objective bounties. They want to pressure the map as much as they can in this situation. Monlower is probably going to get through here.
Monlower is
He's their
just
last.
ignoring Sergeant Souvlaki.
This is a Trundle moment for sure.
Yeah, real Trundle moment. Hits his subjugate just for the little healing, and he'll be able to walk out. But Sheila's been dropped mid. Atlas almost gets one shot by the Gragas. Now Wild Ray is here, throws the gunshot into Gid. He's fine. He's just fine. He was
They're
burning,
going to
but he's
threaten
fine.
the game here.
Yeah, Monlower is still getting chased. If nothing else, Sergeant Souvlaki made sure that he can't
What is
recall.
this?
Yeah, he can't go back and help. 007 really needs to die to this turret for
007
charity. But...
is okay.
Oh, Gid?
It's probably
Nope, he's
okay.
fine. All right.
Yeah,
So-
we're going to need to see for our team to come back.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe a pick on division. Okay, yeah, there's the bailout. He's dead. Atlas picks up his first kill of the game. That's pretty good. It kind of sucks that they
big
keep
kill.
killing Vision.
Hey. Another kill.
But yeah, they got 007 as well. Sorry, I got distracted in the middle
You're
of
good.
that play. That one was a shutdown, I'm pretty sure, so that's good.
I think they.
No, it wasn't. It didn't.
I
It
actually
didn't
think it
show up in
wasn't.
the chat. Yeah,
It's.
they
you
need
know,
to kill the Zeri and the Gangplank, and
They have to group up basically and use Nautilus ult, find picks in this area in this Gangplank, and they're honestly Clarity's playing it pretty well. Where they've mostly been running around as 3 or 4, pretty grouped. They're not giving opportunities for our team to find man advantages. Monlower is winning split, but not hard enough, I think, for it to be consequential in this game. And they have lost a Nexus Tower.
Yeah.
So, undoubtedly in Clarity's favor, extremely. I think they're going to have to make a decent-sized mistake to lose this game, but, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
sillier games have probably been lost in
yeah, and
this
they have a
level of play.
chance. Like their champions don't not scale. I think that they can team fight fine if they can get to an even-ish point in the game, but it's gonna be hard to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say the inventories don't look that bad, and then I check the gold, and saw Wild Ray and Mini were both sitting on about 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah, Minnie's just gonna
Wild
go
Ray is
buy
just,
a. Yeah.
I think, making sure he has enough gold to get an extra cloak after he buys Infinity Edge on recall here.
You know, sometimes you just want the extra cloak. It's nice and warm.
Wait,
You know.
he'll need it because if he buys an Infinity Edge here, he has 55. So needs what he needs. He probably has Futures Market. He'd probably go back and get it now, but in fact, that might be what we see. There's the IE. Where's the cloak, Wild Ray?
Oh, he's waiting for the gold. There's the gold.
Oh,
Monlower's getting caught, maybe? Yeah, the bailout into 007, trying to find him. They're a little scared of the Trundle, though. He hit the ult, and that makes him a little bit more terrifying. Getting some chomps down, and there comes the rest of the team. Infinite Duress onto 007. Not going to get bailed out this time. Minnie's still untouched. The barrel over the wall just devastates ROTM. It's a double kill for Minnie. Aeropox just tries to close it off with the wall. His passive comes back up, and then it immediately goes back down. Monlower trying to fight his way out. It doesn't matter. Double kill for Minnie. Double kill for Wild Ray. And the extra one on the end for Vision. And Clarity's going to run it down mid.
Yeah, they've got about 15 seconds here. I think they're going to be able to close it out. I guess we're about to find out, but
yeah, if not, it's going to be at such a point that it's hard to win anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Smitty's going to res now. Atlas is here, but I don't think that they can get into position to actually stop this. Maybe they get a kill for Charity. Kill for Charity. Kill him. Minnie's dead. All right, we got the extra one. Let's go. All right. Very good. That was a really good game by Clarity. Gangplank and Zeri got kind of out of control there.
Yeah, it's a really nice game one, and I don't know if there is much to say other than Gangplank and Zeri got out of control. You know, they got ahead. I think there were some really nice looks by 007 early in the game to get this mid lane and bot lane out of control. I think there's a few little things in the early game, giving up a few kills to ganks, getting a little risque with our walks, our pathing. I think that's a few things that are easy to clean up, because it snowballed to an ugly point, right?
Mhm.
But I don't think that the actual mistakes that put you in that spot were just irreparable. You know,
Yeah.
There's places to go.
No, there were
out of this game.
2 or 3 little moments that you turn it around by 100 or 200 health, and all of a sudden the game looks entirely different, and you can actually play it out from a reasonable state. But once it got behind, it kept getting more behind. So, Dread, down 1-0 to start out with. Let's go check in on Harvest and see how they're doing. Ooh, transition.
Ooh. Can I spectate off of you?
I think so. Alright, I'm loading into the game. I think you have to wait till I load into the game, and then you can spectate.
Sure. Wait, who's
or
on?
Scrams,
Oath. Oath is on. Okay, then I got Oath.
Okay.
There we go. I'm loading in.
Cool. The scoreboard isn't right, and I'm playing music in the background, but I'm loaded into the game.
Nice.
Yeah, the scoreboard's actually flipped right now, so I need to fix that. I hear Kled charging in the background, but I have no context for what's happening. This is what I talk about Whiplash. This is what I mean.
We're back in it.
And then you get to learn a bunch of new player names very quickly. This is Dreadnought Blaze Derb. Okay. Cool. I think I fixed that. Oath just fucking dies to Kiora. Kiora. All right, 10-7. Our team has a small lead. This is Harvest versus Dreadnought Blaze, and Harvest is doing Baron, and Dreadnought Blaze sees that. Newt is hanging out over the wall, looking for a play to get in.
Huh.
That hook lands over the wall, but Newt goes in and steals the Baron for Dreadnought. He's very stuck in the pit right now, though, and he's gonna die to Lil Saint. Okay, we have
Okay.
a second to breathe. Maybe XT's gonna get a kill. Duvranga, that's a really nice feather storm actually to get out of that. What is his name? Electrify House?
Electric.
Electrify House.
Electric.
Electrify House.
That's gonna give me a problem. Electrify house. Okay. What's your game time, by the way? Because I don't know. If
Oh,
we're synced up.
let me hit plus, and that's the other thing.
We'll just go to live.
Yeah, we'll get to live eventually.
Okay.
We're zipping through 2x speed. I'm at 23 minutes now, so.
Yeah, I just slammed it on 8 times until it set itself back to 1.
Okay, I didn't want to miss anything because we are at Baron time right now, but we'll go for it. We're at 4x.
I'll spoil it. Nothing happened.
Okay, nothing happened. We're live 23, 41, 42, 43, or 23, 45, 46.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
I realized I said the wrong number. It's just like, oh no. All right. We have a second to breathe, maybe before anything happens.
Yes.
You see anything weird that happened? Looked like Oath had a rough time in mid lane, and Saint is on a Sunfire cape on Kled.
It's a build. It's I think for a good part of last season, it was the better Kled build with Sunfire Cave.
Huh.
I could not tell you why it was the option here.
I
but
mean,
it's
he's
a
against
thing.
Darius, which seems rough.
I-
Like most matchups I'd take Kled in, I don't think I'd take him against Darius. Because the bleed
Yeah.
stacks carry over in between
there's a
Skarl and-
teleport.
There was just a teleport, but we're watching top lane. XT taken pretty low. Saint's really giving it to him. Maybe I'm wrong
think
about this
that's-
matchup entirely, but
I think it's okay. There's the obvious like, oh, you dismount and then you get executed.
yeah.
But Kled's no slouch in those kinds of fights. I mean, you have to dismount him first.
I'm curious. I don't know if we can like temporally keep track of this. This used to be a thing when you'd get tournament codes on
On Battlefy?
on Battlefy. Yeah, everybody would have the same dragons, and this is the same. This is ocean into fire into an air soul.
Oh, wow. Oh.
But yeah, Saint's going in. He's got the charge, trying to get on top of Newt. Disengage Nautilus ultimate. They're going to pull in and execute Kled. But everybody's still here hanging around, dealing some damage right now. Scram's just trying to chase down anybody that he can. His carries aren't really doing a whole lot on the back side of the fight just yet. Now Duvranga finally frees up, but immediately in time for the Noxian Guillotine to happen. Oath is trying to win the 1v1. He ties with Kiora on the back end of that. Well, with XT and Electrify House alive, looks like Dreadnought's going to win the fight.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been watching this and looking at it, trying to reconstruct what may have occurred in this game. And it looks like we're in a game where our TM may have been winning a bit cleanly up until the Baron incident, and now all of a sudden the game is back on its head, which, when you're playing against the likes of a Vigar, I think is not the greatest. But it's only a 2k gold lead for Red side. So, at least seeing where it's going. But losing that 4th Drake, you just have to hope that that's a fluke and not a turning point, right?
Yeah, and that fight looked really close until XT suddenly was just in the back line. And
Yeah.
I'm still in Whiplash mode, so I wasn't quite able to track where he came from.
He flashed in. He came from like the.
Oh, he just walked down there and flashed it. I guess he doesn't have
Yeah.
teleport. Adam. Oh,
Oh, nice
Scrams
try.
was going for it. Yeah. You know, you got to go for it until you hit it, and then you'll start hitting it every time.
Yeah. That's how practice works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Wayne Gretzky said that something about shots and taking them.
No.
and then you get drunk,
Maybe.
I guess. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that checks out. Uh, Oath is a bit behind. This Vigar lane, I would say traditional, but I don't think it's traditionally counter. But it's been the more recent option of more meta character. People really like Vigar into Ari because you can run. Well, he has electric, but usually you can run Predator and you can put a lot of pressure on this character that otherwise just is extremely safe in lane with her ultimate.
Yeah, I feel like
Oh,
Vigar's pretty good into a lot of matchups right now. Like his traditional bad matchups are like assassins and people with blinks, and a lot of them
yeah.
are not as good right now. So he gets a
And
couple free lanes.
Everfrost OP. XT is going to try and ignore Oath.
Yeah, XT's taking a lot of damage, but I don't
I
think that
would say
Oath can
he's
really
been
get him
pretty
low enough. Yeah, now
successful.
finally caught him.
Oh,
There's the execute and enough damage,
wow.
actually. Really nicely done, but they're going to pick Kiora in response in the mid lane. In comes the charge from Kled. XT just trying to kill the turret, and does get it before he goes down, but that's 650 gold into Saint's pocket. Hook from Matsuro, trying to pull Electrify. Can't pull him through the terrain, though. That was a little funny looking on that play.
Okay.
Another hook. Matsuro just reading a death paragraph out there. Not quite able to finish off that kill thanks to the flash, but another turret going to go down in the mid lane. ROTM still continuing to play with a little bit of priority here in mid. They have a 500 gold lead, very significant at this point. Another hook from Matsuro, and Adam taking low. The Locket Shield saving him, but Matsuro has his own Locket Shield in response. Duvranga just trying to kite back out. Newt eventually falls on the backside. Saint gets dismounted, looking for a couple of autos. The pocket pistol isn't quite enough. He needs one more auto to try to remount. Hook from Matsuro, just a little wide. Dodges the Comet, but isn't able to dodge the Q, and eventually falls to Electrify. I need to find a shorter way to say his name. House? He's just House. Um,
This falls to. I was going with electric, but house works too, I guess. Yeah,
maybe he's
wow.
just isn't like Electric House, just like a style of music.
Maybe.
He's
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not really sure. They're trying to catch up to Scrams and Duvranga. Adam and House
oh,
are
the
on the
cage
side
is
here. The
coming.
cage, just catches Duvranga right on the outside of that. It's a shutdown for Kiora, and they're going to continue to try to chase down Scrams. This is a little happy moment in this game. Scrams is an alcove gamer, but it doesn't matter. Finishing up draft, by the way? What?
Oh, for the other game?
No. Oh, yeah, it is the other game. Okay. I was like, Aeropox is telling me they're finishing draft, but we're still in their game. Okay. No, that makes sense. Um, there's no way to mute messages while you're spectating either. Aeropox might just spill his whole life story for me on stream. That'd be a little embarrassing. But
Oh yeah. Uh, Anyone ever get a little goofy with you while you're doing these?
yeah, not like super goofy, but when I was doing League Kansas City, people would message me. Uh, Usually just to get their names on stream. It wasn't ever anything bad. But Saints winning this 1v1, which is pretty nice. Nice flash, though. That was really well timed by XT. Now get the little healing back off the Q, but immediately gets reduced, and the violent tendencies from Lil Sainer back up to take him down.
Yeah. I mean, that's this tank Kled build, right? So you go Sunfire, not because you want to go full tank, but because of the what's it called on Sunfire game? Flame Touch. Plus the Immolate. It legitimately is one of his highest damage mythics for these longer fights. Especially when you're able to go like Titanic Hydra. He's gone for Steric's Gauge. Looks like he's going to opt into Cleaver or Death's Dance next. You do a insane amount of Immolate damage with the Sunfire. Oh, he might be dead.
Yeah, might be dead. Although just kind of happily tanking through it. Gets remounted. Okay. Got the dive in with the joust, get the pull with the bear trap on a rope, but now gets stuck into tower range. Newt's going to get pulled in. That's actually the clone. That was pretty cheeky. Kiora has to flee, though. He's in front. Adam with a hook just to try to disengage Scrams. Duvranga and Kiora going for the 80 carry 1v1 on the side. Duvranga not quite able to get the feathers to pull back. Newt able to take him down. Kiora still on the wrong side of life right now. The hook from Matsuro not quite going to land, though. In comes the teleport, and Dreadnought's trying to turn this one back around. Scrams taken pretty low. He gets chunked down, and Dreadnought going to win that fight. Plus Saint is the only one left alive, and he's got to just recall out in the river right now. So Dreadnought, as soon as Baron spawns, able to head there and start to take it down. I don't think Saint really wants to fly in there to try to steal this, so this should just go the way of Blaze.
Yeah, but he might. Okay, he won't. I I would like to see it. It's a really nice team fight from Kiora, especially. I think, like you said, there's the weird little isolation fight between Dubravka and him, but Kaisa, I think, a little bit better at those kinds of fights than Saya, especially when Kaisa's is much more fed, up about 80 CS.
Well, when these were the only two 80 carries that you could pick in the game, that was why you wanted to play the Kaisa into the Xayah, was because you can dodge to the side away from the feathers and win the 1v1.
I don't remember that, but
That
I
was
believe
like
you that it's real.
that was like Season 9 Worlds or Season 8. It was like 2 consecutive Worlds. Those were the only 2 80 carries you could play in the game for a while. But
Huh. We're getting a little throwback then, I guess.
yeah, it wasn't like that long ago. I always feel really weird because it's like, oh man, Kaisa's like still a relatively new champion, but she's like 4 or 5 years old now. That's kind of spooky, but she also got just fucked up in that Bel'Veth cinematic.
Yeah.
Just absolutely bitch
Yeah,
slapped.
Curious if there's a sequel there, or if she just fucking died.
She probably just fucking died. It's like the...
Oh, Scrams.
Did you have the gangplank of it? Scrams is here, the pillar to save. We've seen the saving Trundle a couple of times now. I don't think that they can really turn that onto XT, and this pressure in mid is going to just continue. It's really hard for Matsuro and Duvranga to get to these cannon minions. Duvranga's doing his best,
Lil
though.
Saint is opening the gates.
He is opening the gates. He's got the inhibitor tower, working his way on the inhibitor, able to take it down. XT doesn't get hit by the bear trap on a rope, and that's probably enough for Saint to want to back out. Now he could maybe get in there with the charge on the side and try to make something happen back behind, but they're losing their inhibitor at the time. It's the recall now for Saint, and that's going to be enough for Dreadnought to go ahead and back out.
Saint has over 5,000 health with this build, by the way. That's why people go Sunfire Kled, is because the way his health scales with Scarl, he can get insane numbers. He's got 1,800 Scarl health and 3,400 Kled health. It's actually a really crazy build, I think.
This Kled build doing numbers.
You'd be led to believe it wasn't good if you watched all the Kled mains that are like rushing Ravenous Hydra and stuff.
I think it's a boring build from a excitement level perspective. Duvranga just kind of walked into a death bush. I should probably mention that because it's actually very consequential to this game. But
yeah, and that's gonna be.
There's not much to narrate there. He just kind of fucking died.
Break 3 in a row. Going over.
Going for the reverse sweep on the dragon count. Saint and Oath gonna open up the mid lane tower. They're going on to XT, but the recall's being hit now. Everybody headed back. This is a very dangerous fight right now for ROTM. They get the root, but the GA is still active for Kiora. Even if he dies here, it's not that big a deal because he can go into GA. He's still kiting back around. They haven't finished off the Kaisa, and Lil Saint's gonna fall as well. And Dreadnought able to defend their base and now start to counter march it back. Scrams and Matsuro, the last two alive. Duvranga will res here in 5 seconds to help try to defend. The Baron does fall off during this whole process, so that's at least not a concern, but the numbers advantage is still 4v3. Kiora can heal a little bit on this minion wave. This is dangerous. Yeah. This is...
It's scary. I think it's going to have to be well navigated by Duvranga.
Ooh, look at that minion wave going in bottom lane, though. ROTM already has a ping on it. Maybe Saint on res is going to teleport down there, and we'll get some really funny business happening.
XT should clear it on spawn before anything too funny can occur.
Ooh, Hook's going to land on a Matsuro. They're trying to follow up. They'll get the ult onto Duvranga, at least make him back off so that they can't engage on the 4 members who've stuck around for a little bit. And it looks like our bottom lines are finally going to reset. Saint still 5 seconds before he spawns, so he can't really get in on that minion wave.
Yep, it's 2 inhibitors down for both teams. I don't remember the timers on red side, so I'm thinking the bottom one at least comes back up before Baron spawns, so it should be a pressure advantage for them there. It's pretty scary. Rodham's gonna have to catch a break here at some point. We're gonna have to see like a Thresh hook onto Electrify House or onto Kiora. Someone's gonna have to be out of position. Barrett's buying a minute 20, but I think they should start grouping up now, looking for these kinds of picks. 'Cause if they don't, I think this Vigar, everyone goes, almost everyone goes a tanky Vigar build nowadays, right? Where they go Everfrost, Rab, and then they just go into tank items because you do enough damage without any more AP. But that should remind you how scary a full AP Vigar is. I mean, people don't build items because his damage when he
Ooh.
does is just silly.
Yeah, Saint is going for it though, just trying to finish him off, and you can see just the damage from some of these pure things. The ult just evaporates Skarl, and he can't quite get back on the lizard. So that's a rough pick to sustain. Now Oath looking for a counter pick of his own, but he's just going to find Newt, who does have a Guardian Angel. So even if you get that one, it's not a
Yeah,
confirmed kill immediately. And XT, meanwhile, is pushing this bottom lane. That's going to force the recalls out of ROTM and put them out of position for this Baron spawn in 15 seconds.
yeah, and it's well played, right? They don't walk into the jungle. They don't face check into Ari or Trundle or find like pretty much the only way they could lose from this position. They just go through top. They've got mid already naturally pushing. They've got bot. I say naturally, but they've got mid push. They've got bot push. They have XT pressuring bots. They just walk top, walk the safe way. Actually get the pick on Saint. And now the Barons should just be theirs.
It still looks like ROTM's going to go in for it. Oath dashing in, not quite able to find the charm. Hook not going to land onto Electrify House. Oath just kind of dies. Duvranga walks into melee range of the Nautilus, finally has the ult back away, just trying to kite away from the Nautilus right now, not going to be able to find any kills whatsoever, and everything going bad for ROTM. That probably is the end of game number 1.
It's being ended currently by XT. Oh.
Yeah, Saint trying his best to defend here, but now gets stunned up by the baby cage. A couple of autos, that's a lot of damage onto the Nexus. And Dreadnought going to take game number 1.
Yep. I think that was like the biggest caster curse of all time. I mean, we tuned in and immediately watched Baron be thrown, and then the game was on a backwards trajectory from there. I really would have loved to see the first part of that game because it sounds like they did some really nice things to get into that position.
Normally, we've been the reverse. I think we joined into a couple of the Darkwind games and immediately had them steal Baron and turn it around. But this one, not going so well. Maybe the gold mega cast needs to be rethought. But
maybe for another day.
anyway.
I mean, when you go late against Kaisa Vigar, the game's just hard.
Yeah.
Well played, as well by Red Side. So.
All right, time to load game 2 of this one. Oh, it's like right at the beginning. What a timing. Didn't have to sit through draft. Didn't have to analyze for 900 minutes while nothing was happening.
Thank goodness. Am I right?
I mean, that's where you make your big bucks, but I get kind of I have trouble. It's like, man, these are some champions in this video game for sure. Do you have a way to spectate any of them?
I'm trying to spectate off of you allegedly, but it just
you might have to do an OPGG.
Hey, that's okay.
Aeropox is probably the easiest name to type in. Or Rodham Smitty. This is very interesting. Yeah, we're it's not so much a 5-point as 3 points for each team with some roving squads. So that was kind of weird. But some players walked into Aeropox. He got a first strike proc and some on his tier, and he's playing mid lane Zyra, which are all kind of wild things to say right in a row. And then Gidden Smitty, or Gidden Atlas, excuse me, just kind of walk in, get a couple of autos down, and get a ward into the enemy blue buff. Both junglers starting blue buff, and they're on the bottom side of the map together.
I'm on my way.
Okay.
I didn't prepare for this adequately.
Yeah.
Next game I'll be ready before we get to this point.
I mean, I don't think it's not that big a deal at all. Well,
I'm ruining the mega cast.
It's gone. This is it. I don't know how they do it like on the red zone casts for football. They just jump between like 15 games a day. Like I don't know. I'd get Whiplash. I guess it's easier because like you're probably paid to do that, and like you know all the players that are happening and are kind of prepared for
Yeah, it's
things.
like your whole thing that you do all the time, always.
But like, yeah, no, it's not as bad loading into the start of the game. We get this nice little quiet period. Plus, we've already had a game with these teams, so it's easier to remember the names and everything, and
Hmm.
you can start to see trends. But yeah, when you load into the middle of that harvest game, you're like, oh god, there's a Baron happening.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, level 2 into top lane. Sergeant Souvlaki going to get stunned up by Gid. Do they have the damage to actually take him down the flash forward? The ignite is not enough to take down Sergeant Souvlaki. He lives with literal tens of health. A little unlucky. There's the E coming over, but Mr. Souvlaki bought himself a Doran shield in the meantime and was able to get 180 health back because of it. Is the Souvlaki like a thing? Is this a word that I should know?
Souvlaki. I don't know. Sorry, I actually just got in.
I'm
Now I
looking.
need to get to live.
I'm looking up Souvlaki. Maybe this is a curse word in Russian. I don't know. Oh, it's a food. Okay, that's much
Oh,
better. Wild Ray's taken pretty low, but has to flash away, it looks like. Aeropox did burn his in the process, but
a Smitty.
this is a lot of good early pressure from ROTM, and they haven't given up anything yet this game, so... Um, okay, souvlaki is a popular Greek fast food containing of small pieces of meat and sometimes vegetables grilled on a skewer. There's a big 3v3 happening. 007 taken pretty low, the Ignite burning him, but he's got to flash away. Smitty is the extra man in this situation. They're still just tunneled on looking for this Trundle kill. I don't think that they should really pursue it much further, but yeah, they're going to at least
Yeah.
chase him back into his own jungle. It's still good work done. They get a flash out of Trundle now. They have a lot of opportunities on this top side of the map to make a play.
Yeah, it's really good looks. Flashes burn from Wild. Oh,
Oh, well, Wild Ray just gonna get eviscerated by Gid. That's first blood for Dread, and we're already significantly better than last game. Let's turn it around.
yeah.
I really don't like the Zyra chroma. If I did have one sort of criticism of what's happened so far, um, it's kind of gross looking. It makes him look like he's just wearing mustard, and I'm not
I was
for that.
also having a Zyra related thought, and it was that she's in this game in mid lane.
Into Diana also seems kind of rough, but
Yeah, I I guess this is a pocket for Aeropox. Interesting to see it here, but I guess we bring out the big guns after the loss the first game.
yeah, he won a game in his gold promo series with it, so probably feeling
Okay,
it.
sure. It's not the worst. I mean,
No, it's a very playable pick. I think it's rough into Diana specifically because I think that champion does a lot of things that Zyra can't deal with particularly well.
oh,
Yeah,
nice
Atlas.
pillar.
Oh, that was a really nice pillar by 007. Gonna get the flash out of Atlas. He didn't want to have to use it, but is gonna have to. No choice.
The timing on it, I think that is actually more of Atlas dashing into the pillar, but you know, it's nice. It's a good look. Flash out of the Lucian. Bot lane, Jin Nami. I'm assuming without looking that Nami is a takeaway. That they locked in Lucian as a flex, and then Nami gets taken away. Jin Nami feels pretty good, I think. Lucian Rakan also fine. A lot more playmaking with the Rakan. I think a little better too. Oh, Monlower off the Ornn pillar.
I always like that
Yep.
interaction in this lane. We got to talk about this lane on the Platinum cast last night. Jeez, I don't know. They all blend together. Camille gets beat up pretty bad early, and then it just can take over the
Yeah.
lane as long as you don't get too far behind.
Yeah.
And this is about
mean,
the point
it's-
when you can start trading pretty well. This is
Oh.
kind of a mess. That's a big knockup, though, from Smitty. They're able to take down Wild Ray. 007 in a little bit of trouble now. They don't have any extra crowd control to lock him down, but the second kill for RTM, and now their first dragon of the series.
Should be a Drake. There's a blue buff available. If they wanted to contest it, looks like they'll just sell for the Drake. Yeah, I mean, a lot of pressure being put onto Wild right here. I mean, which I think is what you want if you're RTM, because you do have to protect this Zyra as much as weird of a character as it is to have in the mid lane. If you leave Zyra to her own devices in the Diana matchup, I feel like Diana will at some point just be killing her at will, right?
Yeah.
So you'd like to see some amount of attention, and it's only been resulting in good things for RTM. I think, in part, largely to Smitty's presence, right? I mean, he's there for the level 3 2v2. Both members of the bot lane are here for this next pick on Wild Rate. Smitty's getting around out of bot lane a lot more, just like we saw the last game, but now we're seeing a little more reward on that than we were previously. Maybe the Diana in a, I don't know, maybe Wild Ray a little on a champion not quite as comfortable as Gangplank, just giving up a little bit to some of these ganks.
Yeah, good route over the wall from Aeropox. That's a little bit of
First
damage.
strike Zyra sounds like the most annoying like audio visual thing to play against. Because Zyra's already pretty annoying when you get hit by a root. You're already a little frustrated with yourself. And then you get pinged a million times by each plant hitting you with first strike, you know?
Mm-hmm. Extra 10% damage. That was something I wanted to highlight and never got to on Wild Ray's build last game. You have the Prowler's Claw. If you ever hit that on somebody, it's 15% extra damage plus the 10% from first strike. So that's kind of nuts.
The math's checking out. That's 25%.
I don't
Oh,
think
see,
that's...
listen to that. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was
I mean, that's so
a
annoying.
lot of audio pings. Yeah. Maybe that's the big strat. That's why the first strike is what you go rather than like an Airy or a Comet.
Here comes Git.
Going for the gank, got the shot under the turret. Neither one of them saved their ult for the the Ornhorn, but it doesn't matter. They just power on through. 007 here going to hit the pillar. Now it might matter as immediately subjugated. Monlower is going to have to wall dive out, but he's got that available. So 007 getting Team Clarity on the board with the return kill in top lane, but still another successful gank for Gid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gid. I didn't look at. I was gonna say I didn't look at the bans, but I actually did. This is the only game we looked at the bans for the last game that we watched. But
yeah, I have a draft link for this if we really wanted to go deep on it. But
okay, Volibear was banned in that game. In the first game, I mean.
Oh.
Because I was just wondering, the Volibear is having a lot of great pressure on. I think in this game, pretty much, that was the closest thing to not great play, and it was still pretty good. You know, it's a 1-for-1 with a lot of minions denied to Sulaki, so feels like he's got a lot more control on this pick than maybe the Warwick, which I think is what you'd expect when you think about those champions in a competitive setting. So Aeropox, the thing about Zyra mid that I think you might be seeing a lot of is he's having to miss some minions because he can't extend too much when his abilities are on cooldown.
Oh.
Wow. But he's getting really good damage on Wild Ray, but the only thing is the nature of Zyra is that he automatically pushes the wave.
Yeah, they'll get the charm down onto Vision in the bottom lane. The culling ripping on through, not quite able to finish off Vision. Oh, the last shots! Why didn't Mini tank that for him? Just let him die.
Supports get what they deserve. Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. I was just saying something too about Zyra pushes the wave, but I don't think her wave clears. Like you can't stop her plants from ruining your wave, right?
Yeah.
So Aeropox done a little bit of farm because he always has to be a little overextended and respect the Diana Trundle power, but playing pretty well.
I did want to highlight.
Token.
So, might not get to talk about it because they're chasing down Atlas. I pulled up the draft in the background. B1 Lucian, which forced the Nami takeaway and the Jin takeaway.
Yeah.
Just so the Nami takeaway, so you don't get Lucian Nami, and the Jin takeaway because Atlas was a Jin one trick, and you could flex the Lucian theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and you probably also, I don't know, maybe you know the Lucian is probably going bot, so you're just deciding you have to take away Nami and you need to respond to Lucian.
Yeah.
Blue one Lucian, pretty good.
So yeah, kind of interesting. 007, pretty low. The Zyra ult, not quite enough, but the Volibear ult might be a couple more autos, and Gid does finish off the kill.
Yummy.
Yummy. Very tasty.
Yummy.
Troll.
My bad. Things coming through. We got Trinity Force on the Trundle, which I like. I think I'm a bit of a Sunder enjoyer, but it's definitely a strong mythic. Monlower has enough gold for his Sunder, so whenever he gets his wave how he wants it, he can back and start winning the matchup every time he touches it. Wild Ray.
Ooh, they're going to get the knock up onto Wild Ray into the root. They have a little bit of crowd control coming through here. In comes the tidal wave just to try to disengage. Now 007 walking in just to try to get the disengaged pillar. All of our team really funneling in. They have to be careful. Wild Ray could hit just a really huge moonfall, but instead going to get rooted up and taken down underneath the turret. Aeropox takes a tower shot, but that's not going to deter him, and they'll drop the Rift Herald in mid even. Monlower teleports back into top lane after picking up his Divine Sunderer, and he's got Cho'Gath ult on his Q, so that's pretty broken, and he'll hit Sergeant Souvlaki with that.
Yeah. I reckon he might hit Sergeant Souvlaki with it a few more times in this game, even.
There it was. This is why we get you on for analysis.
I think Camille will cue Ornn. Pay me later.
I will. That's yeah.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't have come up with that, honestly, so.
RTM, they're up 3k. Plates go down. They've got most of mid. I don't know if they really got any plates on top or bot, but I think you feel pretty good with this early game. Especially considering the veritable ram ranching of the first game.
Yeah,
I think you're very pleased.
Yeah, it just feels like they all have a little more agency in their lanes. Like maybe I was gonna say mid notwithstanding, but that was a Nivea into Gangplank. Like you kind of bullied him early, and then you couldn't do a whole lot. So
yeah,
it just feels like Atlas and Smitty can play a little more freely, which has opened up Gid to play more freely, which is now opening up Monlower to play more freely, and that's exactly what you want to have happen in a gold game. Like that's all you can ask for. Especially as gold players, I think they get these plebeians. I'm not a gold player myself. They get stuck in their lanes.
These gold players.
They get stuck in their lanes pretty hard. So like laning phase is like we're at 15 minutes and we're still in laning phase. Which doesn't really happen in higher levels, or if it does, it's like, oh yeah, this is a comp game and we're at 1 kill to 0 and nothing has happened so far. So if you can get people to move around and play freely, that's usually a win in itself.
Yeah. Absolutely. I really love what Smitty has been able to do in these games.
Yeah.
Even in the first game, the looks weren't that successful, but he's been able to get a lot of pressure off and seeing a lot more reward for it in this game. I think him and Gid, and honestly, I like these characters a lot more. I like Volibear Rakan a lot more than Warwick Nautilus. Oh, that's so annoying. Wild Ray has to be so tilted just from that.
Yeah, it's hard for him to walk up to the minion wave and just farm it. Like, that's...
I believe someone on Clarity has asserted that they do not have very much vision in the bottom side river based on the 5 missing pings that came out a few seconds ago across bottom side.
This is maybe the hard part. You've got your Leandry's Torment now, you've got the plants, and you can't walk up and auto-attack the tower as Aeropox, even though you want to just break it down. I mean, you don't have to break it down now. There's no reason to, but yeah.
I'll give you another big take. I think it's going to go down.
Gid is going to turn it off here in a second,
right
potentially.
Now,
yeah. Oh my god.
Or not, but Wild Ray will.
Yeah, Wild Ray is a little dead for the 4th time this game.
I would really love to see who's throwing out missing pings on... Oh.
Yeah, they're going to go in. He shuts off the turret, and then it immediately dies. 007 gets the trade kill. The power of the Trundle pillar. Well, pillar, the bonk, the stick, the club.
Power of the Trundle.
The power of the Trundle.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they have so much control. I think how they've been able to open up this mid lane matchup, what should, by all means be pretty winning, I think, for Wild Ray in the 1v1. There's just been way too much attention for Smitty and from Gid for that to ever be possible. And now you got a 3-0 and 2 Zyra. I mean, that's going to be a lot of damage in the team fights. It's going to be really helpful in you in the battle against Ornn, the tanky menace. Oh. Souvlaki holding up all right now, but, I mean, the matchup doesn't not get better at any point, I think.
Yeah, at this point, your fun Ornn moment is kind of gone, unfortunately. Moment here in the bottom lane is they're going to open up the curtains. Alice just trying to fight here in the little corner, but now Wild Ray coming in. Teleport being channeled in from Aeropox to try to turn. The Zyra teleport turn, here he comes. And
He's here.
That was it. All right.
Hey.
Well, they got the disengage. That's honestly not worthwhile, especially as much as was used. Wild Ray didn't even have an opportunity to go in with the Moonfall, and now with his Dragon Spawn, you can set it up and maybe risk dying to Moonfall altogether.
They should pick the fight. They might.
They're looking
there might
for
not be a
it
fight
still.
to be picked. Yeah, they're playing this right.
Yeah, this is
See,
the
Wild
correct
Ray
call
leaves,
from both
so
sides.
we
honestly.
go on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're Clarity, you pack it up, you wait, maybe you get another opportunity at fourth Drake, and maybe you don't, and you say that's okay, because Cloud Soul is just Cloud Soul. It's the third Cloud Soul in a row, but it's a Hextech Drake for the first Drake, so the dragons are not fully identical.
They're not identical.
Right.
So they're not identical to Game 1, but if Game 2 of Harvest is also Hextech Fire Air, then I'm right. But, yeah.
Or it's a funny coincidence.
That'd be a very funny coincidence. You can probably run the probability on that one, and it's not high. I'll spoil that one. I'm not a mathematician. I'm a chemist, so I won't tell you how high, but it's not high.
Sure. Well, if you say so.
But yeah, that was a big moment in my Get Wrecked Summer Splash career, was I was able to identify dragons early by watching the team that played first in the week. It didn't really matter. Like, I don't think you can take advantage of that in Platinum League, much like they're taking advantage of 007 up in the top lane. That's a segue. They do get the kill, and Atlas, Vision's going to need a blanket because he just got pulled. Sergeant Souvlaki taken pretty low. They're just diving straight on through, and ROTM winning across the map. They'll be able to take this top lane tower. Objective bounty is even going to turn on here at 20 minutes, and this is night and day from game number 1. 11-2 now for Dread.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's the kind of turnaround you really love to see, because that first game, it's tough, but it's nice to see that it was kind of a wake-up game and not a demoralizing one. Coming out here, I mean, they really nice look. Again, I mean, I think there's a slight. I was trying to think of the League of Legends player in me was about to just yell support diff, but then I tried to think of a more positive way to play it. But Smitty's up top lane making the play, and Vision falls 2v1 to Atlas.
Ooh. Do you know if this is just a visual glitch, or if this is a real thing? So Sergeant Souvlaki had an Iceborne that he bought. It upgraded to Forgefire Crest in the fountain while he was dead, and then he sold it. Oh no, it's still there. Okay. For some reason I was thinking Forgefire was Iceborne, but it's not. I'm just dumb. Okay, cool.
I don't follow.
Disregard the thing that I was saying. It's an upgraded Forgefire Crest right now, but it's not showing the icon for it. I was afraid that he sold it and then he lost his Ornn upgrade, but that's not how it works, because he didn't do that. So,
Wild Ray.
Oh, Wild Ray going in. That's a big Moonfall, though. Open up the curtains as well. Gets the shot onto Aeropox. They turn one kill around onto Wild Ray. 007 still trying to get in. The Jin shot's just not stacking up there, but there's a Gale Force. They'll get the knock-up. He's able to flash back out. They do get the shot over the wall onto Aeropox. 007 burning down to ignite, and it's just enough. This is a mess in the bottom lane, but the top lane goes much better. Monlo are able to take him down. Smitty just trying to kite back out to Gid, but they trade a triple kill for Mini on the Jin, and it's just Monlower and Gid that are alive on the map. Oh, Vision just
Yeah,
respawned. He's chilling.
Monlower finds skill on Souvlaki as well in the top lane. All in all, giving up a triple kill to the Jin doesn't feel that good, but it is. I mean, when you're behind, for clarity, those kinds of even or close to even trades, they feel all right. Like in that bot side play, they got 3 for Ford, but I think you still take those getting a triple kill onto your Jin, right?
Yeah, I anything you can get while behind feels okay, and
Yeah.
they kept the gold count relatively even, I think, until that turret take. So
Yeah.
yeah, anything you can do to extend the game while you're this far behind. But ROTM doing a doing an okay job. They get the extra objective at the end, which is the spot lane tower. And Atlas is looking for an assassination in the bottom lane on the
Yes,
solution.
he is. He's scaring me a bit.
Ooh, the
Dragon Soul's coming up in 30 seconds.
arch enemy
Question:
of Jin, the pink word.
if your clarity is, do we fight this?
Ooh,
I am
can you with a
thinking no.
can you with a dead Nami is a question that they have to answer to themselves now. 007 trying to transfer them back onto Monlower. Smitty just walking on in with a quickening, gets the charm down onto the Trundle, but forces the subjugate out. That'll be the end of that little play. But now down the Trundle ult, down the Rakan ult, makes this a little bit different of a fight. I guess the Zyra ult as well, but that was expended to get the kill.
Yeah,
But still, 4v5 on the map. Sergeant Souvlaki has no teleport and can't walk down.
There's
So this is
no
no
vision,
orb.
and there's no vision. That's a funny support name, actually, when you think about it, because he's dead. So it's like there's no vision,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He can't be there. They have no idea what's going on, so they have to give up the Cloud Soul, which I think might have been a good idea to begin with. To just dump it off, say whatever. Thanks for giving us a 28-minute Elder Dragon fight. Oh,
Dread
but
is
we're
going
gonna
to go
see
ahead and
this.
force out the Baron. Wild Ray's over the wall. He spots it out. Okay, that Crescent Strike does give vision of the Baron that's going down. He's maybe going to jump over. Hits the Q, looks for it. Wild Ray in. That's a huge Moonfall. It just... Oh, no, it wasn't. He actually got exhausted. That was not huge at all, unfortunately, in terms of damage. And the kill and the Baron go over to Dread.
Yeah.
That was a nicely timed exhaust by Atlas. Normally you don't have to highlight the 80 carry for his exhaust play, but there it was.
I fear someone may have died if not for that exhaust. Maybe not. I mean,
No,
Wild Ray
I
is
think
not
it's
looking
just
the scariest here, right? But
yeah, I think it's just a big chunk, but he's also got Night Harvester, which isn't a good item, dare I say.
uh, sorry, I'll tab check a message. Say, what are you saying about my boy Night Harvester?
He upgrades into Vespertide, which is a really cool name
Oh, nice.
when he gets the ornament, but also is not a good item, is what I actually said.
Yeah, probably not. No, it got buffed this patch. Gives you a whopping 25 ability haste now on just for owning it. And a whopping not that much damage. The items, it's just got a weird issue where they're making it give ability haste, but it's on the item has a cooldown, so you'd think that it would be like a kind of a Pokemage item. Lower your cooldowns, get more rotations off, but then it's active, but it's on hit damage having the 40-second cooldown makes you think it's an all-in like burst item, but it's just less damage than Proto Belt for that purpose.
And I think the more important thing is it doesn't give any mana, so you can't get the sustain out of it. Good dodge from Monlower, able to dodge the damage of the Moonfall. That might be able to get him out, although Smitty still looking to turn this one back around. He's trying to scrap it on out, gets the Q onto the Trundle. Now Atlas and Aeropox collapsing from the side. The culling coming on through, just trying to rip through. They do eventually get through the Trundle. The burn from the Subjugate actually is enough to take down Monlower back behind everything, but the one-for-one trade going to force him off of the turret. Gid is looking for blood. He's hunting underneath the turret. A classic Gid Shade Slayer play. and able to survive with the extra health from the Stormbringer. They take down Wild Ray at the end of that one,
Is that
and
a classic?
Aeropox and Smitty. Unfortunately, yeah. Um, um, this curtain call doesn't actually matter. Otherwise, it would be focusing on somebody from ROTM.
Yeah.
He got 90 gold out of it, though. He hit the minion wave.
I mean, if Clarity wants to have a chance to come back in this game, I mean, okay, so they're down 9,000 gold, so
Yeah.
they shouldn't have a chance if ROTM plays correctly. But if they want a chance, I think they need this Ornn to get involved. They so desperately need better access to this Zyra, to this Lucian. They need a frontliner to eat up a lot of the burst that's coming out. Because in theory, they have Wild Ray for that, but he is an 0-7 Diana, right?
Mhm.
Ornn. Oh wait, he's an 0-7 Diana with an ornament. So maybe that'll just change. No, I think if they can get Ornn involved in any of these plays, maybe they can find some better looks.
Monlower might get caught
is-
here. That
Should
could be
dead.
pretty unfortunate. Yeah, he's very dead as he gets knocked up by the Hammer Boy bouncy time. And yeah, knockup from Smitty looking for vision. The culling coming through, just trying to rip through Mini. Forces the summoner spells basically out of the bottom lane as soon as they get them back up. And ROTM still playing defensively. Minute 30 before the Elder Dragon spawns. They don't have a top laner on the map right now. They have to wait for him to respawn and then get all the way back in. So they can't really force anything right now. So just take away some jungle camps, chill, farm some minions. Probably the right play.
Yeah. And
they're still looking though. They spotted the
haven't been
ward over
able
the
to-
wall. Smitty, I think, was on vision there for just a second. Ooh, they didn't see that ward, actually. That could be pretty key. Now they're going to see 007 walking in. Plants over the wall. Oh, if those plants had hit, I think they go, but they really need to back out now. You can't stay here.
I
Don't
think
do it
they're
to me,
okay.
boys.
I mean,
You think they're okay?
they are up 9,000 gold,
Okay. Maybe I'm the nervous Nelly, nervous.
but it is absolutely a nervous situation. But in theory, if both teams walk in and fight, ROTM has enough
Okay,
money that they should win.
Yeah, and Monlower's on the way now. I'm now less worried.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. I'm a noob. I didn't even see Monlower was gone. Yeah, that is very scary.
he had
Oh.
died. Infinity Force finished up for 007. They'll get the mid lane tower, but in
Wow.
comes the engage. They're trying to lock down anybody, but there's the crowd control coming out of Smitty. The defensive Diana ult just trying to stay alive. Where's the damage actually coming from ROTM, though? 007 is forcing his way back in. Monlower goes in, gets one assassination, jumps onto Mini, just trying to get the resets, anything he can. Aeropox from the side finishes off one kill with the plants. It's Aeropox and Atlas versus Sergeant Souvlaki and Vision. Atlas in, gets the double kill, and they'll finish off Vision on the end of that one. It's a quadra kill for Atlas. Did I overstate it? Nope, it's only a triple kill. I'm sorry. My bad. Triple kill for Atlas, and Aeropox are going to go ahead and take the Elder Dragon at the end of that play.
Yeah, and Smitty and Gid really went crazy in the back there, and then they remembered their Rakan Volibear. I will say, you saw how different that fight was with Souvlaki there with the Ornn. He ate so much time from the rest of ROTM's backline, and Gid and Smitty both go down before Souvlaki does, but I think there's just too much damage on the back end from Monlower and Aeropox and Atlas. They're able to clean it up really nice. They wait on the Elder Drake so all 5 members actually get it. Hopefully they are able to swing this into breaking the base, be that a Baron take or just shoving with your Elder Dragon. What's our gold lead in the lanes here? About 4k in mid, 1.5 ADC, 2k in top lane, a bit standard everywhere else. Jungle support, nothing. Well, that's a frightening support gold difference actually, but
Yep.
won't result in too much.
In comes the Baron. They're kind of just daring Team Clarity to come in, and right now
Well,
Trundle and
007 is
Jin are
bot.
on the bottom side, so this is going to be a Wild Ray steal or nothing. And he gets the Crescent Strike over the wall, and that's all he's going to be able to offer. The Baron goes the way of ROTM. They're going to lose 2 towers potentially here in the bottom lane, but I think you can just kind of walk down mid right now and should be able to beat the Trundle and Jin. Okay, they're gonna send Monlower back. That's probably a smarter play than just going ham for it. Get a little bit of damage on the Wild Ray. They're trying to check out the burn damage from
Oh,
their Elder Dragon, and there it is. Burn him
dude.
on down. Monlower is going to go ahead and just interrupt some recalls. He takes down Mini, now working his way onto the Trundle. They'll get another Execute. Has to dash away from 007 while the Subjugate's active, but game number 2 going to be flipped. We'll see if they can get any more kills back on. Sergeant Souvlaki just trying to stall with the Orenhorn, but now starting to burn down as the Nexus turrets fall, and the Nexus for game number 2. We've got a tied series.
Yeah. Really well played from our team. A really nice early game. You could see the way they're able to pressure the mid lane, the way they're able to bring Smitty around the map. Burn a bunch of flashes early on the top side. Got punishes. Just really nice. It's the kind of thing that I don't know, that kind of thing that you want to see. It was just felt like they played some good League of Legends in that game. You know,
Yeah.
and a nice draft, I think. Pocket pick Zyramid is interesting to me, but it clearly worked out here. So
Yeah, and it just night and day from game number 1. I mean, we basically just watched game number 1 twice, but with opposite teams playing it. So,
yeah,
um, yeah. Now let's see what Harvester up to. I don't know why I make that noise. That's really undignified, honestly.
I make worse noises if allowed to. Okay, see Oath on Oriana. Let's check it out.
Oh, they do be playing against Kale again. Um, that's rough. There's things happening on the screen. I apologize. I'm fixing the scoreboard right now. So,
I'm bringing it up to live on my end.
Newt and Matsuro are doing a thing. Oath is asleep. And Scrams is going to fly in. And this is 2x speed that's happening right now. And things are really going off. And that's not going well for ROTM. Hook from Matsuro. And XT just going to zerg him on down with the help of the Divine Intervention. That was a really rough team fight to watch at 2x speed. Saint wasn't able to get in at all. He didn't have teleport or stand united on the Shen. And now we're live. And it's a 6,000, 5,500 gold lead for Dreadnought Blaze. They're up 1-0. They're up 7 kills and 6,000 gold.
Yeah, and it really tough game state, I think, here if you're OTM. We've got Lilia, Kale, Olaf all ahead. Kale looks the most manageable. We're already at level 11, right? Wit's End completed, so she's hyper safe against the champions on RTM. Shen, Oriana, Vigar all doing healthy amounts of magic damage. There's a Sivir in this game. I assume just because of Blitzcrank, Vigar. Oh,
Yeah, they're going to try to get the pick, and they will successfully get the pick on Lilia. Everybody going to contribute. Oh, except Dubraga. That's really sad. They get
maybe
the pick.
an overcommit on the on the Shen ultimate, but nothing wrong with making sure it goes right. Well, say nothing wrong. Maybe an overcommit, but I think it should be up for Drake.
Yeah.
It's a nice shutdown. Who got that? Oriana.
Oriana
That's
did.
good.
Yeah, Oath did. Worth noting, the dragons aren't the same as game 2 of the other game, so they don't have that funny little problem. It was just a weird coincidence for game 1, I guess.
Tell me the probability.
So to roll 4 dragons out of 5 correctly, twice in a row is quarter. Well, 1 in 5, and then
Oath?
another 1 in 5. It'd be 1 in 25 to do it twice, at least. Maybe a little more. Because you have to order them correctly as well, which is also something. I don't know how to do that math. That one involves calculus. Yeah. That's a little rough.
You're good. I got distracted halfway through your sentence by what I was witnessing on screen anyways. Oh, that's a funny hook onto Adam.
Yeah, so just to get the same 4 dragons out of 5, not in the right order. Or I guess it's 3 dragons. God. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to try to do the math. I'm not doing math on stream. I've learned my lesson in the past to not do math on stream. Like, even basic math. If you have to add numbers on stream, you're going to do it wrong. It's just rough.
Yeah, I mean,
And here I am trying to
lesson we
multiply
learned here
things.
today was just give up. Don't try. Oh, nice hook.
Yeah, that's another nice hook from Matsuro. They're gonna find another pick, and that's really it. Second Rift Herald got taken by Dreadnought Blaze, but they have a 4v5 advantage on the map now for this dragon spawn that they're presumably gonna fight over. But Scrams is a little low, so's Adam, I guess. So it's not. That was really funny.
Oh, the
Oh, this is
baits.
really funny. Yeah, pulls him over the wall with the Blitzcrank hook. Adam will eventually die in the pit back here. Oh, he tried to get back over with the E. That was a weird little screen effect. They use the Nocturnal ult just to make sure that nobody else can fly in. Kale
Olaf
is
can
just
go crazy here.
Olaf can go crazy, and Kale is just split pushing right now. There's a big shockwave from Oath, just trying to get any damage, any disengage that he can, but he's going to fall for it. Matsuro is just hanging out. Okay, now he's going to take
Wow.
the blast cone out. And Dreadnought, they'll lose another kill on Adam, but they can run over the rest of the fight and take the dragon, take this top lane turret, and get their gold lead back,
Yeah.
going back the right way.
I think if you're Dreadnought, you feel pretty great about what just occurred. I mean, you're picking up your second Drake now. Your Kale gets 600 gold in the side lane. You get free push on mid lane. Yeah, I don't know. It looked nice for OTM, but I think the health bars get too low, and it's frankly the way this draft has worked out. It's really hard for them to answer some of these characters on the side of Dreadnought, right? They're mostly outranged by Kale. I think we're already in the stage of the game where Nocturne struggles to kill any of these characters 1v1 when he ults onto them. That's what the Shen's for, I suppose. Orianna is Orianna. Maybe we'll see a big shockwave. And Vigar is not really online yet, but Cage doesn't do a lot. It doesn't do anything to Olaf. That's a chance of doing nothing to Sivir, depending on how the fight's playing out. It's a tough game, I think, for OTM. You're fortunately though, I will say they have a lot of room to play with here. Dreadnought only has their second Drake at 21 minutes, right? Based on the timer, it's going to be about 30 minutes before they could even acquire a soul. So we're at the 30-minute mark is when they could. It will not be 30 minutes before that point, but Newt's kind of looking here. He wants to find a sleep. Maybe he's going to find a Blitzcrank hook now.
Nah. Just doing some prancing, as one does.
How much?
Oh, the 4-man stun? Alright, well.
And because Miggy asked, I think he asked in the last game with Vigar.
That was the last
in
game.
it,
I
but-
hovered over it when he asked. So he
But-
was at 392 last game, which is a couple.
Ah, now he's at 148. So
That's
there
still a
you go.
couple.
Better late than never. If Force of Nature comes out for Newt, really, I mean, like I said earlier, it's a lot of magic damage in this bottom team, and I guess really all of Dreadnought's itemizing into it, right? You have the Wits End Rush Kale, Force of Nature second item Lilia. We see Merc Treads Olaf, even though that champion does not really need the tenacity. It's definitely an uphill battle from here, I think, fighting some of these characters.
XT went Hullbreaker, but he's been grouped up pretty much the whole game that we've seen. It's been Kale that's been split against the Shen. Which is honestly fine. Like, Shen can't.
Or can he?
No, he can't.
No, I don't think he can.
He does die. This is not a winning matchup at this point. And
Well-
honestly never was. I think that's one of the freer lanes for Kale is Shen. Like, maybe a very aggressive Shen can punish you before 6, but once you hit level 6, I don't think Shen can play the game. At least in
was
the
just
style that you
giving
need to.
the illusion of hope when he taunted in there, he
Yeah.
did that, and I thought he got the first auto attack off, and I thought he's starting to believe, maybe he can break these cuffs, and then he Kale stacked lethal tempo even though Shen had his W on and then died.
Yeah, Hook's XT, but now he's got Ragnarok
I
available.
don't
And
know if they wanted this hook.
yeah, oh, and they have the Divine Intervention. Everybody just appearing out
Uh,
of nowhere. A lot of teleports happening. Scrams is going to fly in with the Paranoia. Saint is just trying to set the battle line, and it's not really working out. There's just no sustained DPS really coming out of ROTM.
the boomerang.
Duvranga and Oath are doing their best, but it's you don't have that big shockwave moment that's able to blow up enough members of DRB for it to matter, and you also don't have the sustained DPS to chew through them eventually.
Yeah,
It's a rough
but
one.
I don't think it's possible to find that shockwave. As there's already so much magic resistance, and then you know, two of their characters can be immune to the spell, or at least the CC from the spell. You have Kale ult.
All right,
Um,
Matsuro. Oh, I was really hoping
there's
he would get the
Leona.
steal with the rocket. Yeah, he did steal Leona, but I don't think he can do
Yeah,
much with that. 18
good luck
seconds on a
with
dragon
the rocket
spawn.
grab.
Man, I hate that. They they just showed that to rub that one in. This high noon skin just why
I
is
didn't see
her
it.
okay? So Leona's high noon Leona,
Hmm.
her home guard animation. She gets on a horse and starts riding, and it's like, man, if only we had like a different female support champion that's played as a tank that could also ride a horse. That would go really cool into a high noon skin. Um,
Oh, you're talking about pants.
yeah.
I see. Yeah, I forgot about that character for a second. Oh,
That's a that's one of my favorite characters. So, not taking it at all personally that Riot just forgot that she existed for this skin line, but that's okay.
and for Pride Month.
And for Pride Month, yeah, she's definitely, I guess, lesbian. Leona also is. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
true.
um, this isn't looking so hot for Harvest right now. They're pushed back in their base. They need to try to find a miracle fight to save the game, but Oath is dead for another 10 seconds, and XT has hit the go button. That's a
Oh,
big sleep from
wow.
Newt. That's pretty devastating,
That's
and
it.
there's the health bars coming on through. Really nicely done by Newt to find that sleep, and Nexus Tower is going to go down. Oath trying to defend the base. He's walking forward, but Scrams and Oath not going to be able to find a whole lot here, I think, other than a death or two. And Harvest is going to
That's
fall to 0-1. That's a 2-0 for uh, Dreadnought Blaze.
yeah. And honestly, I think in this game, I think it's really hard to play. Just
Yeah.
they're just. I'm a big proponent of saying, and when you're not playing at the highest levels, you can outplay a lot of team comps. You can outplay a lot of drafts. And I'm not going to say that couldn't have happened in this game because we didn't get to see about half of it, more than half
Mhm.
of it.
Right.
But I think from the state we tuned into, it's extremely difficult for you to come back in this game, right? Um, so nice draft and nice play by Dreadnought. I think I would. So
Yeah.
deserving 2-0, I think, for them.
Yeah. Let's see what Dread is up to. I'm gonna take just a really quick break and grab some water, because they're in champ select right now. So there's at least 3 minutes to kill. So enjoy some music for a second, and I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
I need to grab my my live game lookup.
They're not in game yet, so it won't be active. I'll tell you when it is.
Huge.
But yeah, they're in. They're in like the actual champ select right now. I said I was gonna go get water, and then I didn't go. Anyway, I'm going now. Alright, I made it back, and there's 7 seconds left in spectator delay. That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm here. I never
Nice.
left.
And Lexus is here. That's
I
really all we need, honestly. I'll try to fix the scoreboard now. I already have lost what name this team is. This is TC. And we're ROTM, as it turns out. Okay,
no way.
I think I did it. Alright.
I'm
Cool.
loading my OPGG batch file.
Alright. Well, I'm in game at 20 seconds, so don't have too much to catch up on. Alright, 1-1. Team Clarity versus Return of the Middle Sticks. Our team gonna 5-stack, well, 4-stack without Gid on top of their red buff. And Clarity, once again, not really up to any shenanigans at level 1. I guess I don't know if they did any in game 2. They didn't do any in game 1 that we watched.
Oh wow. Alright, I'm in. Let me get to live. Okay, I'm live.
Nice. You like that? Yeah, as you can see, nothing has happened in the game so far.
Yeah, that's crazy.
These are some very interesting team comps, actually. I don't.
Yeah, I think 007, running it back on the Gragas after a good performance on it the first time. Get on the Kane, which is always interesting to see in comp games.
Yeah, Souvlaki taking away the volley bear. So Viband, volley bear gone. You didn't win on Warwick earlier. I think that's the next skid pick is Kane. Maybe Nunu is in there.
Oh, Nunu is always funny.
I really like. I don't know if Gid watches these, but Gid, play me more Nunu. I really like casting Nunu games. And Nunu's just a funny champion. Monlor's just winning level 1. Gonna get the flash out of Sergeant Souvlaki. Yeah, you can't really walk up to the Olaf at level 1. Oh, that's demoralizing. You can't even get the ward at level 1.
Level 1 across the board. Morbius sweep for ROTM. Level 2 hit down the bottom lane. Nice look. Nothing gonna
Did
connect.
I'm sure you saw, but they re-released Morbius into theaters, and then no one went to go see it the second time, which is just a
Yeah, well,
perfectly executed meme, honestly.
we were all busy that weekend. If they brought it back next weekend, okay, then
Then everyone would go see it. Yeah.
yeah, and we'll all be there. It's just a bad weekend, you know. We were all busy. Yeah, this Olaf pick I think is insanely good in this game. Not much to say than that. I mean, this is
Ooh. Yeah, knock up from Vision, just trying to get some damage down, but taking a lot in return, and Atlas holding his ground on the Lucian pick.
yeah. Exhaust comes down onto Mini in exchange for the Ignite, which seems maybe nice for clarity. Burning the exhaust.
Yeah, you can kind of repeat that here.
Something happened. Did something happen that I didn't see in the jungle? Because maybe I'm about to like cast or flame him, but Kane shouldn't be 4 camps at 320. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Atlas getting engaged on in the bottom lane, trying to just dash away, get any damage he can.
Oh.
Mini going in really hard in the paint. Ignite ticking down onto Mini. He's got the heal in its first blood, but he eventually falls to the last auto attack from Atlas. And now Smitty and Vision left with some supportal combat, but Smitty doesn't want to opt into it, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
the 1-for-1, both AD carries falling, but it's first blood for Team Clarity's Mini. Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but I agree. Kane is 2 camps behind right now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Just curious. He should full clear faster than the Gragas.
Ooh.
Monlar's gonna probably go down here. Maybe he can get a trade.
Yeah, Monlower. Nope.
Nope. There you go. If you were level 6, maybe you can find a trade, but not here.
Yeah, not on Teleport Ignite Olaf.
Atlas is gonna get a great trade on the bottom side.
Yeah, and the
And
knockup from Smitty, that might just be it. Has to use the Wind Wall mini pretty low. There's the dash for the confirmed
wow.
kill for Atlas. That's really nice for him and kind of devastating for Mini because look at where the wave is. It's
Yeah.
opportunity to freeze maybe for Atlas and Smitty, or they can fast push and maybe crash it. They have a couple
I think
of
they
options.
want a fast push so they can spend that gold. The wave was already advantageous for them though. After the 2v2, it's shoving in towards Atlas, right? So he's
Mhm.
able to probably make up the difference in the first blood gold just off of the minion wave alone. I guess this extra kill to boot gets the wave in.
Yeah, now
gotta
they're
be feeling
getting
good for the bottom lane.
prey on the scuttle as well. It's the second scuttle that hasn't been taken yet. 007 looking in mid lane for Aeropox. This is kind of
It's a
the
5-man mid.
yeah, this is the thing that we saw get them an advantage in game number 1, but in come Monlower, Atlas, and Smitty from the top side. Gonna get a little chunk onto 007 and Wild Ray, but won't be able to get too much more than that. Gid
Let's go,
steals
Gid.
his cannon minion?
No, Gid's a real Kane player for that one. Let's go.
I mean, your mid laner's Seraphine, right? So you don't... You still need the gold. I don't know how to phrase that one. That's a rough one. That's a tilter in solo queue. Everybody comes to your lane to
Yeah.
gank. They steal your minions and then leave without getting anything. Oh.
Well, what are you gonna do, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Um,
Oh.
Level 6 is in the top lane. Immediately Ragnarok hit by Monlower, going to force the Stormbringer out. That's a pretty positive cooldown trade, I think, for Monlower. Yeah, his ult is already ticking a little faster than Volley Bears, so...
Is this legal? Can they
It-
do this? Someone's gonna die here.
Of
Right?
fun?
No.
No. Okay, he was trying to wait out
Drax
the
is
he was trying to wait out the
funny
E
character.
cooldown, but didn't have it, so I had to flash.
The other thing, not that I'm saying that he's made a mistake, but Gragas is a character. Whenever when the plays don't go right, or just when you do something that, basically anything that doesn't resemble perfect Gragas gameplay, just looks very silly, in my opinion. Just
It's a funny
this
champion.
big old dude
Yeah.
body slamming around, throwing barrels. Watching Gragas whiff a combo is extremely goofy, I think. Yeah, there's a real... I don't know if Monlower knows it, but it looks like there's an extreme discrepancy in their ults up in the top lane.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes you see that there's like a 10-second difference or something in ult cooldowns. This one feels large. I'd have to look and see what the actual cooldown is, but... maybe by the next time they're fighting it, it won't matter, but...
Let's actually look. Monlower's 100 and Sergeant Souvlaki's at 160, so that's a
that's
full
a
ass
full minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Monlower is aware of that, I mean, that's a really nice window for them. Meanwhile, not much going on, which I think... I honestly don't know who it favors. I think if you're RTM, you're fine hanging out with your Seraphine. Seraphine mid with the likes of a Red Cane and a Olaf, I think has to feel really nice. Oh, nice footsteps by 7.
Yeah, that was really slick little sidestep, able to get over the wall with the blast plant, and
Good.
this 3v3 could be a little funny. Vision
Oh.
can't quite get over the wall with the hop, has to burn the flash. Ooh, the Seraphine ult just didn't quite connect, didn't pass through anyone on the way. They'll be able to take down Vision first. Mini taken pretty low, exhausted and ignited right now, and gonna get cold as well. Grab him a blanket and 007 underneath the tower. Gid doesn't have level 6 yet. He's the only one in the game. No, Smitty doesn't have it either, so... They might still look for this redive, but they don't have the way to drop the turret aggro that you would hope. So this is a little risky, and almost turns a lot risky, actually. Does get turned around 1-for-1, but they get the shutdown. Or I guess that's the shutdown on Atlas, excuse me. Yeah, Yeah, that's actually a pretty big cash out for 007. He's going to be pretty happy with that one. And Smitty DC, that's unfortunate. Maybe that's what went wrong. Can't really tell. He immediately
Hmm.
reconnected, but we'll take just a quick pause while they figure that one out. Turrets kind
Yeah,
of turrets be kind of clapping though.
yeah,
They got nerfed and they still
they
kind
got
of clap.
nerfed on this patch, but if you look at the I did this. I was like, man, I'm too deep in the league when I was getting on the wiki and looking up the patch history on the turrets. Um,
Wow, that's
they
that's
they
real
still
boredom
do.
hours.
Yeah. Oh, I was curious how big. I was like, are they full reverting or what are they doing? It's still. I'm pretty sure like the level 1 damage got increased. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's like they increased the level 1 damage. Oh, nice, the little thing.
Yeah, this is
By
the resume pause that happens every single time for some reason. I don't. Thank you, Riot
it
Spectate, but yeah.
it got increased by like 15 or so at level 1, maybe a little more scaling up, and it got reduced on 1211 by like 5. So it's still a towers are still going to be hitting a lot harder than people are used to. I think just
Yeah, 15 is no joke because that stacks up pretty quick. That's the same as
yeah, it goes up more each level because they increase the max rank by a lot more than 15,
you just
and then the ramping up on each shot.
yeah, you just gave the turret 2 longswords, more or less. By more or
Monlor's
less,
gonna
I
go
mean
down.
less. But yeah, Monlower gonna get ganked again, and I I don't want to call out the wisdom of Ignite Teleport on Olaf, but it has kind of bit him twice now.
Yeah, it would seem that he has died to ganks, and you have to wonder why he didn't use his ignite to escape them.
Um, Arrow box. I can't. Um, Wild Ray's pretty low. Gid is going to try to make something happen.
Oh,
He's got level 6. Can't quite Umbral Trespass, though. 007's going to show up, and that should be enough to make sure that Gid can't do it. Oh, that's a great cask into the stun. That was really nice
wow.
by 007. Just the right range on that one. And knocks him apart. Gid didn't flash it initially, and instead chose to flash a little later.
I think 007 got pinged for missing his body slam over the Raptor wall immediately after that play. But, anyways, yeah, another great Gragas game. I mean, I don't know, you really like to see it. I think this character is really fun to watch. The way his abilities play out sometimes. So, nice to see someone playing him pretty well. It's not something that you see that often. The character's not been very good for the better part of the year, so.
Um, Sergeant
Souvlaki
has the Frozen Heart first. That's a very efficient item. Vaughn would be very happy for him right now. Monlower doesn't have the last auto attack there for Sergeant Souvlaki, and that's a solo kill for the Volley Bear, which is very important because that's a $5 donation for our incentive. But yeah, Aeropox and Smitty gonna get knocked up. Gid just trying to get in and do some damage. Now gonna Umbral Trespass inside of Vision, but all of a sudden that means the Team Clarity is gonna be able to focus on him and take him down instead. Atlas is just scrapping it out with Mini in the bottom lane. That's going pretty well for Atlas, but you really can't tower dive on the Lucian. And now he's got to get out of dodge as 007 and Vision are gonna collapse on him. Oh no, he's sticking around. He's got to try to recall. Does he get out? No, he's going in. He's gonna trade himself out.
He has to get the trade.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets the execute.
Oh, can he execute? Oh, no, Vision tagged him. Well,
a rel kill's okay.
Yeah, the champion wasn't even worth a high noon skin, so probably not even worth giving a kill over to.
Yep.
Gid hit. Has Gid done that much?
He's hit people a few times.
It doesn't feel like he's been like that involved. Maybe we must have missed something. I don't know.
Either
Maybe
way,
I know they
Gid
buffed
is
the
dead
orb
and
generation. Gid is trying
Rost
to
is here.
get in. Yeah, Rost is gonna really help out. They're trying to get Vision to start off this fight. It's got the Magnet Storm. They just kind of lose track of the dragon during all of that, but they get the rel kill.
Sure, that was a shutdown as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, definitely worthwhile.
Yeah.
As long as you don't lose too much track of the dragons, that's honestly a favorable gold trade.
So the only thing I was thinking about this Frozen Heart into the Olaf is that Olaf's E does a pretty sizable chunk of true damage, which I think is going to feel pretty good against this Frozen Heart Bear. Maybe
Ooh,
not.
yeah, there's the Stormbringer. Sergeant Souvlaki is. I
Oh, how soon
honestly
I
that
speaketh.
the Frozen Heart really messes you up because you're used to a certain, like while you're farming, you have a certain cadence for your autos, and now with the auto reset, that's even more important. But when you start to slow it down with the Frozen Heart again, I think that it's really hard to adjust to. Like I always have trouble when people buy Frozen Heart against me. Atlas just gets a solo kill in bottom lane. That's
Yeah.
pretty neat. And now 007 is here to try to turn it around. He's got the funny damage items in there. Yeah, base Gragas
Well,
isn't nearly as funny as Gragas Esquire for some reason. I don't know why he's a lawyer specifically in this skin. Like that one's never made any sense to me. Like are lawyers known for drinking and carrying around a lot of bottles of wine? Like why is it Esquire?
um, couldn't tell you. I'll be honest. I'm not big on my lawyer lore.
Lawyer lore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I said it.
I
Um,
I'm just dying. I can't. I
Megacast is
you
doing great.
you've played with Oath, right? Like
Um,
you've talked to the man before at some point. This is a
some.
little rough.
Oh.
Monlore is dead. Going from casting with Oath last night, who just like dry humors all over you and like, you know, we'll say a bunch of stuff just kind of quietly to you just kind of slipping in these jokes into your dry humor. It's really rough to try to keep up with because I find you guys hilarious, and I don't know that like the humor's not for everyone, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But like I find you guys just absolutely hilarious, and it's really hard to keep casting while this is happening. Smitty's going to get a big double knockup. Gid is trying to fight his way on out of this one. Smitty is trying to do everything that he can. He's doing almost everything right here, but unfortunately they just don't have the damage to really chunk through these members of Team Clarity. Atlas up in the top lane's able to get a tower. Monlover's respawned. He's walking back down to bottom lane, but Vision 007 and Sergeant Souvlaki still threatening. I don't really know why Smitty is just hanging around. He's calling in his buddy Monlower, but it might be a little bit too late. Monlower's got a Okay, that's not the item that I thought that I would see in his inventory, but he's got the Blade of the Ruin King and a Sheen. And now they're going to turn off the tower and go for the dive. Monlower hits the Ragnarok. They don't get the stun. Sergeant Souvlaki's still pretty healthy. Monlower just trying to scrap it out with him. They're going to have to turn back and take down Shelly. But Atlas is here from the side. The flanking Lucian, not quite able to find anything. He gets exhausted. The axe, the undertow, finally finds one. Samira takes down a tower in the bottom lane. Aeropox is here just to throw some notes in. I really hate Seraphine. There's no way to make her sound exciting, but
You have to throw some notes in.
yeah, like that was the big damage. That was the passive auto attack.
Yeah. Well, so we take stock. It's a 3K gold lead, pretty much on the dot for which team? For this is Clarity.
Team Clarity, yeah.
Team Clarity. Yeah. If I'm Team Clarity, I feel pretty good about where I am because this Olaf that we talked about, big threat to your team, is really well neutralized, thanks in no small part to the efforts of 007. But I mean, Sergeant Souvlaki has done well with the lead he was given, but it was definitely given, I think. This Seraphine pick is still online. It's down a bit of CS, but it's Seraphine. The champ is pretty low economy. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw it into a Chemtech Putrefier right here. Support item, second item. Atlas is actually really fed relative to some of the players in this game, to the likes of like Wild Ray or Mini, but I don't think he's nearly as strong as 007.
Yeah, 007 definitely the strongest man in the game right now. You have to watch anytime that Gragas is on screen, and he's Predator in his way in right now. Big Seraphine ult, but they just can't really turn any damage down, and 007 drops the cask on him. Monlower just trying to fight his way out. Now Atlas just kind of walked into the fight, and now trying to turn on to Mini. He just doesn't have the damage right now to chunk through the wind wall, and Gid is the last one left alive. Can he get the shutdown? Can he do anything to 007? No, he gets popped by the barrel over the wall, and it's a 5-for-0 ace for Team Clarity, and they'll get their third dragon.
And 007 is just dropping a tactical nuke in this game, honestly. 10-1-5 right now in this Gragas. Everything he touches is turning to gold. He's got a Lich Bane second item. He's not really planned to pull any punches. Did expend his stopwatch, so he's going to have to upgrade to his Zanya soon, I think, if he doesn't want to chuck his 1k bounty. AP Gragas is a bit vulnerable. No matter how fed you are, you eventually die to someone that just stood back and baited for your combo. But he's looking pretty good, and I think the only real weakness for Dreadnought, right, was this bottom lane where we were basically just watching Mini get farmed by Atlas over and over, but they've been able to turn that around even. Well, I say they've been able to turn that around. I would say they've been able to make up for it.
Yeah, they've been able to make sure that Atlas hasn't had the big impact for given his lead.
Mhm.
And now the way Sergeant Souvlaki is itemizing is basically expressly to make sure that Atlas can continue not to do damage. And also Monlower. Like it's probably a smart build. I don't have the min max on the tank items in my mind right now, but this feels like, if you're gonna shut down Olaf, what items do you want? You want a Frozen Heart and you want a Bramble Vest, and he's got both of those before even going for a Mythic. It also works on Lucian, which is the other threat that you have to deal with in this game. So, yeah, great.
Yeah.
You did it. That's perfect itemization as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
Um,
Volibear has I think he has a bit of a unique, not unique, because I mean it happens with lots of characters, right? But Volibear is a character. I don't know if you've ever played him much, but he has his all-in actually scales extremely hard with like cooldown reduction, right?
mm,
Volibear wants to be able to use his W as many times as he can in an extended fight, um, because it's your main damage source when for a lot of the game, and it's also your heal. It's a really substantial heal once you have it max. It's something like 16% of your missing health. Maybe I'm okay. Right now it's 80 plus 13% of missing health, right? And that's a lot. And that's a 3.4-second cooldown right now for Souvlaki. So your not only does your damage go up a lot, but your durability goes up an insane amount as well. In the 1v1s and even in skirmishes with a lot of cooldown reduction. So Frozen Heart's a really nice item for Souvlaki in this game, especially with the characters he's playing against.
yeah, now he's able to pick up the Iceborne as well. So, I don't think that there's any way that you kill Sergeant Souvlaki unless in less than like 15 to 20 seconds. Like you're gonna have to beat on that man for a while with pretty much any of these champions for ROTM. But
Oh no,
Atlas
Atlas.
caught a little bit here.
Oh,
Ooh, the rocket belt into 007 have it. He does. The cask back in. Nicely played. They just choose not to finish him off, which is a choice that they could make. That's really demoralizing to have to live at that low health. Vision is going to fall, and now Wild Ray in a little bit of trouble as
07.
well. That's a shutdown for Monlower. He's trying to get on a Mini. Mini is just here in the Inferno trigger, eventually taken down. It's a double kill. Sergeant Souvlaki
Oh,
just finds Gid, but not quite able to knock the Cane back over the wall. And now they have to escape from the jungle. Maybe this is the mistake that Dread needed to try to jump back in. If nothing else, that's 3 more kills for Charity. You take that.
yeah. Hey, true. Um, honestly, I think RTM's team comp is better if they can get some kills back.
Yeah.
I think this, like I said earlier, I mean, you can kind of see it there. There's no one on this team that answers Olaf really well, unless you can burst him fast enough,
Well,
and which
teleport
they
coming
have
in
been
from
able
Wild
to.
Ray. They're really looking for this one. Gid is hanging around the side. They're going to find Smitty. And immediately, legendary status re-achieved for 007. 12, 1, and 5 now. And he'll pick up a double kill on the end of that one. Why not? Um, what a monster right now. What a performance by 007. Just walks in, gets the triple. Now the Umbral
Oh,
Trespass
get the
coming in for
kill.
Gid. Does he have it? He gets the 1,000 gold shutdown. That's really nice. They get a tower back on the other side of the map. Gid is just trying to survive
Oh,
now. The flash not quite enough to go over the wall from Sergeant Souvlaki. And Gid's going to live. They're going to lose a couple of towers here. But with Atlas and Gid back, they can maybe defend this inhibitor tower.
they should be able to. I think there's no Stormbringer, and there's no 007. I think more importantly,
Yeah.
he is putting kids in his montage this game. RTM has a really nice TP flank here for Monlower.
Yeah, Monlower headed in with the teleport back behind. Going to spot them out before the dragon. This is Infernal Soul right now, potentially for Team Clarity, so necessary for ROTM to fight over, but they have to be very careful about how they handle this. 007 on his way back in. They have to force right now, or else they're going to lose their opportunity with the man advantage. Gid headed on the flank over the wall. He's got to pull the trigger, or they've got to take the dragon immediately and get out. 5,000 or 3,000 health. Big Seraphine ultimate from Aeropox. They're able to secure the dragon, and now they're trying to turn it back around. 007 into stopwatch. Do they win the fight afterwards? Monlower gets chunked through. Atlas and Aeropox just trying to fight their way out, but Mini is in, and 007 is back from his stopwatch and gets another double kill. Aeropox trying to kite back away. Doesn't quite finish off Sergeant Souvlaki, and the shield is enough to keep him alive. It's a 5-for-2 ace for Team Clarity. They do lose the dragon, but honestly, that doesn't matter too much. They might look at Baron. They might look at just a push right now.
Yeah, and the fight doesn't go great for RTM. I think, though, I mean, you've kept it alive. You have not given up Infernal Soul, which just sounds so devastating to me when you've already got this 16-2 Gragas.
Yeah.
007 has many kills as RTM has overall. He's missing his barrel on Baron. Sorry, that's just funny to me. Yeah, I don't think you want to give up an Infernal Soul here. It may be difficult to recover financially. Oh my god.
Smitty went in looking for the steal. He was almost on that one, but Sergeant Souvlaki secures that.
Insane madman, but it almost worked.
Yeah.
So it looks valid. Baron goes over. RTM going to be looking to hold on. Wild Ray looking aggressively on a Monlower. Should be okay.
Yeah, with Sergeant Souvlaki there, I don't think that they can really do anything. If the Volley Bear wasn't there, you can probably deal with Lysandra Vrel, but yeah, I think the Volley Bear might be a bridge too far there.
I mean, if you're Team Clarity, right, your idea at this point is don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Your jungler is going LCS mode, okay? So just play with this guy. Let him make the plays. Don't throw, right? It's on RTM to find something here. Even though they do lose the Drake, Wilder is scaring me. Even though they do lose the Drake, I mean, they're still in an extremely winning position.
Yeah, Gid and Souvlaki gonna go ahead and scrap it out a little bit on the side. He's got the speed boost to get over the wall thanks to Smitty. Smitty looking for the pull. He pulls the trigger looking for Wild Ray, able to take down the Lysandra to start out with. 007 very low. Now they have to finish him off. They do before he's able to get too much off. Minnie's still alive. They dash. They're trying to kite around. They're eventually able to get that shutdown, and now it's just Souvlaki. They've got to herd this bear in the base. Do they have damage to get through? They eventually do, and it's a 5-for-0 ace for Return of the Middle Sticks on the doorsteps of their base. What can they get now?
That is a really nice fight. A really huge Seraphino, really nice Rakanal. RTM pulls it together. I mean, they're down a lot of gold when they take that fight. They hit everything pretty nicely. There's still Lysandra ults up. Makes you ponder if that could have been impactful.
So he got charmed into charmed. I don't think that he was able to hit anything. Yeah. He doesn't have a stopwatch to like initiate the oh shit, I'm getting engaged on button.
Yeah.
And you can't hit R if you're charmed. So I think he just died straight out of the Seraphine Rakan ult.
Well, Monlower picked up 1,900 gold in shutdowns alone, and shutdown kills alone. I don't know if he got anything else in that fight. But this Olaf is online. He's got his Divine Sunderer, which I think is quite good in this game. He's got a Maw, which is a decision. But
I think it might be necessary against 007 and Wild.
Yeah.
Like
I think that I mean, it's kind of what I was saying. As long as you don't get blown up as Olaf here, your only threat as far as DPS is Samira, who is a melee range ADC, and you are Olaf. So, some threat, right?
Right. Well, here we go. 45 seconds before this dragon spawns. Already Team Clarity are here. Sergeant Souvlaki will have teleport just in time, it looks like, for the dragon spawn, but it does mean that with the 5 stack of ROTM that they can force Team Clarity back off for vision control to start out.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have it for 15 more seconds. It's gonna be a total loss of control for Team Clarity.
Do they even have a... They don't have a ward down right now. Like, not a single one. There's just the minion wave in bottom lane. Mini gonna get cold through. That's a nice little bit of poke from Atlas. Hopefully he doesn't need that for the fight, but Volibear can't really get here. They're just maybe gonna have to trade this dragon for this tower in top lane? Or are you going for a
They're
steal
gonna
with
look for a
007?
steal with
Yeah.
007, yeah. And
RTM taking their time, pulling it out. They need to make sure
Take
that
the
they
fight.
can respond to the Volibear, or they need to take the fight right now, get over the wall looking for 007. You have to find the Gragas first. They get the knock-up, they get the charms,
Oh.
and immediately they blow up the Gragas and the Lissandra to start with that one out. Mini is going to fall, and it's just the Rel left alive. They're able to take down Smitty, but it's a triple kill for Atlas. Now the teleport back to base for Aeropox just to try to clear the minion wave, and ROTM sends the 3-man squad back to mid to try to push down. Objective bounties are going to fall off because they're within 1,000 gold now, and ROTM has won 2 team fights in a row.
Yeah, RTM scrapes it back. They pick up their second drink in a row, staving off the soul. Pick up yet another shutdown, I think. No, there wasn't even a shutdown on 007 at this point. He was a 16-2 Gragas. He's now a 16-4 Gragas. He's been stalled on items he's been working on this Cosmic Drive for a while now.
I like this.
And-
Monlo are going to tank up the turret for the minions, try to keep those 2 alive. They'll chunk
Yeah.
through the inhibitor tower. That's all they're going to be able to get. Not quite able to get the inhibitor with Sergeant Souvlaki respawn and the rest of them, just a couple of seconds out. You want to get back with a minute to go before this Baron, and we're going to see the showdown again. These have been really perfect initiations. That was the Gid knock-up on Wild Ray and 007 into the chain of CC. The first one was the Seraphine Rakan combo, but you have to keep hitting 007, and they keep hitting Wild Ray as well. That's just been the extra kill that they've been getting immediately.
Yeah. I think if you're Clarity, you have to... And I haven't been paying super particular attention. It's probably the RTM is just lining them up, comboing them well. But you should, in theory, be able to have some kind of buffer. You need to be trying and blocking the Seraphino with Samira W. That's part of the reason that you're, without looking at the draft, I mean, that's part of what makes Samira strong in this game, is she can basically eat the entire Seraphine engage between her ult, right?
Mhm.
And her E, maybe. If they can block that and deny that, so that it's just the Rakan engage,
What is...
Clarity's... They're
What is
set up
that?
at the bottom side, but
Yeah, why would anyone walk in there?
I regret to inform Clarity that the purple worm is on the other side of the map, and that's just a free Baron for RDM.
I'm genuinely baffled. I don't...
Yeah, RTM took notes and expected the unexpected.
They got the mind control. They get the
007
charm onto 007. They're trying to chase down the Gragas. He's got to use the barrel to try to disengage. Aeropox flashes over the wall. They're not quite able to finish him off. The Volibear is just taking down some turrets on the bottom side, but yeah, I'm genuinely concerned. Like, what were they doing? What was the plan? Normally you can see the plan and the execution is a little bad. Wild Ray is in a lot of trouble now. Still got the flash away. Do they have the damage? The dash and Atlas is going man mode. He's trying to get in. Monlower is Sergeant Souvlaki. This fight is actually more important than it looks, but it looks like Monlower is going to be able to handle that one. Gid gets the heal off of the Gore Drinker. He's in on 007. Now has to try to get back out. Dashes out with the Q. Gonna get bopped around. A lot of damage coming back through. The redemptions are keeping him alive, but Gid can't quite stay alive on the end of that one. They leave the cannon minion just for a little posterity's sake. They do get one Nexus Tower plus the middle inhibitor, but that's all that they're going to be able to get on this particular push. Sergeant Souvlaki maybe threatening from the side. I don't think he wants to pull the trigger just yet. He's sitting on about half health and no ult.
No. Souvlaki had to flash away on the top half, or the bottom lane, the top laner fight in the bottom lane. I think it's safe to say Monlure just wins in the 1v1 at this point. Another thing when I was talking about Volibear and his W, if you can get Grievous Wounds with that, what is it now? It's the same. I don't know why I thought it scaled up. But Grievous Wounds kind of makes Volibear a lot more killable. Monlor going to be opting for probably a Dead Man's Plate here. Maybe he goes Force of Nature. I think at that point, maybe we're disrespecting Mini a little too much. I'd really like to see a Death's Dance here, actually. I think that item would be really good here for Monlor.
Yeah, that item's kind of nuts. Can you
Samira,
can do Death's
level...
Dance with Ma, right? Yeah. There's no reason
can you? Oh boy, can you?
Okay.
it is a right now I think a bit of an infamous item combo.
I knew you could do Sterix with Death's Dance. I didn't know you could do Ma with Death's Dance. Sorry, that's me.
Death's Dance Maw is kind of the Bruiser Metagolem build right now.
Well, our team is set up. Smitty went back to base to buy, well, not to buy, but to get some more wards in inventory. They're looking over the wall with some of these axes from Monlower, just scouting out. Don't have any wards to stick over the wall, which is a little unfortunate, so it's just the vision from the axe, plus this one vision that they have over the side of the pit. But poke getting exchanged back and forth. Who's going to pull the trigger? It looks like Atlas. Oh, Atlas gets pulled in! Atlas gets blown up! That's huge! A shutdown for Mini, and now Vision looking for the engage. Gets a big Magnet Storm, and this is what you didn't want to see happen for ROTM. They have their mid lane, or their AD carry pick to start out the fight, but Gid is trying to make a good account of himself. He gets the knockup. Monlower is just rampaging through. Do they have enough damage? It doesn't look like it. The health bar is just not there for ROTM. Mini gets another shutdown. It's a triple kill for the Samira, and oh boy, Atlas just got a little too cocky, gets knocked back over the wall by 007, and all of a sudden the complexion of this game has changed again.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaker because RTM was on the up and up until that moment right there. The dragon actually aggroes. It knocks Atlas forward, knocks him into range. The Gragas combo. Clarity finds what they needed. You know, they secure Soul, and they secure quite a few kills as well, and that should put them back in the driver's seat. Samira now on 4 items, level 16. This character is finally a threat, I think. Been out of the game for so long, but is decidedly in it at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think the soul is honestly the biggest thing for me. Like, that just added that little bit of burst that they haven't had in these last couple of fights where they've been trying to counter-engage. But we've seen whichever team is able to pull the trigger and find the fight has been successful. So I'd like to see ROTM, pick a fight on their own terms here. Maybe not right now, but on their own terms is
right
what
now
I'm asking.
Seems okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a lot of damage coming back. It's a good Seraphine ult, or just to try to stall everything out. They take down the Samira to start out with. Gragas is on the backside into the stopwatch right now. Monlower running over the backside. RTM might have found the fight that they need. It's a double kill for Atlas. They're trying to chase down Sergeant Souvlaki. He might be able to stall out. He's a very big volley bear if he can get back to base and try to stall. But the 5-man squad from ROTM is still here. They're running it down mid with the super minion available to him. And yeah, Souvlaki's not going to be able to even respawn. Gid is just right on him. Now finally going to get the teleport back, but
there's only one tower. I mean,
there's only one tower. There's only one volley bear. I don't think he can pound through 4 of them in time. Nexus Tower is going to fall. Dread tearing apart the base structures, and they're going to secure their win in week number 1. They'll even take down Sergeant Souvlaki for a little extra on the end. But 37 to 32, the deficit, they finally flipped the gold after the last fight, and Dread claw back in the series after a really tough game 1 to take a 2-1 win.
Hey, Atlas, when he died there at Dragon, he was thinking about the charity. He wanted the game to stretch out for one more fight, because he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's all it was. Not to give us all a heart attack in chat, As it turns out, Inferno Soul didn't matter. 0% win rate. Why would you get it?
Yeah, feels great. I think it's a really nice comeback win from RTM.
Yeah, really great.
007 had a fantastic game for so much of the game, but just isn't able to pull it off. Isn't able to close it out. They give up a few too many bounties, give up a few too many kills. RTM claws their way back in. And it feels like a really nice series win for them. I mean, for the team projected in the bottom of the standings. So,
yeah,
starting out better than expected, it seems.
Well, That's a 5 game week here. Um, Thanks for joining me on the first gold mega cast. Hopefully that was
Oh yeah.
some good memes, some good fun. Um, yeah. Anyone around to raid? Who are we going to raid? We raided the Aegis last time. We could raid Metashift today. We could watch Aikedo play some cards. Those are the two options.
I like watching Aikedo play some cards.
Okay, go watch Aikedo play some cards. He's our only professional player in this organization, so go support him.
For our only professional player yet.
Yet, honestly, yet, because we have quite a few people who are like relatively close. So, go watch some cards. It's very relaxing.